Chapter 256. The Sword Emperor's Great Destruction sword art is easy, but it's more powerful than I expected. It was also a sword art suitable for the Intent realm, but the Wind Sword was much more difficult. It wasn't as powerful as the Metal Intent. The Great Destruction sword art had 3 moves in total. The first move, Destruction. The second move, Destruction. The third move, Great Destruction. The name sounded very powerful, and it was. The Intent realm itself was invincible. Once it was used, it had the power to destroy the world. No one dared to look down on it. Lin Fei didn't have a hard time comprehending its mysteries. With the help of the system, it was much easier. I can't use the last 2 moves for now, but this one is for the Mystic Master realm. The last one is for the Mystic Spirit realm, and the last one is for the Mystic King realm. Sword arts of the Mystic realm had to be in the same realm. If he forced himself to use it, it would have a big impact. Lin Fei didn't dare to cross over. However, this annihilation move was already enough. Even though it was just a casual sword technique, it already had the flavor of a concept. It was just that it wasn't as perfect as this annihilation move. Then let's start. At the same time, outside the Beast Mountain range, the Sword Emperor's inheritance had passed, but there were still many warriors entering the mountain range. Apart from training, it was also to hunt beasts and earn some income. Uncle Tian, are we really going? In the demonic beast forest, the 2 of them flew toward the depths of the demonic Beast Mountain range. If Lin Fei was here, he would recognize them for sure. They were the elders of the Lin family, also one of the people who had chased after him. Are you scared? Lin Tian's tone was displeased. Lin Yuantian hurriedly said, why would I be scared? I'm just wondering if Lin Fei's body will always be there. You know that there are many beasts in the mountain range. What if his body gets eaten? Lin Tian retracted his gaze. It doesn't matter. The place where Lin Fei died belongs to the Diamond Divine Apes territory. Even the strongest demonic beasts wouldn't dare enter the Diamond Divine Apes territory. Lin Fei's corpse will definitely be preserved there. Lin Yuantian was indeed worried. He knew how terrifying the Diamond Divine Ape was. Uncle Tian had almost died, so one could imagine how powerful the Diamond Divine Ape was. In fact, Lin Yuantian really wanted to ask. Apart from them, wouldn't anyone else go to Lin Fei's corpse? A middle-grade spiritual treasure. Even he was envious, not to mention a lower-grade spiritual treasure. In addition, Lin Fei's martial arts. That day Lin Yuantian would never forget it. If not for the fact that he had something to do, he might not have been able to escape from the ferocious attacks. Mystic Adept powerhouses were almost instantly killed. With his mid-stage Mystic Adept strength, he would be smashed into pieces the moment he went up. Lin Yuantian didn't even dare to say these words out loud. This time, if they could really find Lin Fei's corpse, then there would be a lot of benefits. Will those people go as well? Lin Yuantian asked cautiously. They all know how powerful the Diamond Divine Ape is. Unless they want to die, no one will go. Lin Tian said indifferently. Fortunately, our family once obtained a kind of herb that can lure away demonic beasts, especially the Diamond Divine Ape. We just need to buy time. With the remaining aura on the corpse, it should be easy to find that brat Lin Fei's corpse. Lin Yuantian suddenly understood. Finding a corpse in the boundless mountains was no less than looking for a needle in a haystack. After hearing this, he realized that he was far from Uncle Tian's level. As for Lin Tian, his eyes flickered with eagerness. An attack that could self-destruct. An attack that could quickly kill a mystic adept. A middle-grade spiritual treasure and a lower-grade spiritual treasure. No matter which one it was, Lin Tian didn't want to miss it. That was why he took the risk to return to the demonic Beast Mountain range and find Lin Fei's corpse. Lin Tian already had the strength of a mystic adept. It was already extremely difficult for him to enter the Great Perfection realm. It was impossible for him to advance to the Mystic Monarch realm. Having lost the chance to advance, Lin Tian set his sights on increasing his strength. Lin Tian's appearance gave him an opportunity. If he could learn it, with his strength in the late Mystic Adept realm, it wouldn't be impossible for him to become the strongest person below the Mystic Adept realm. In addition, Lin Fei's corpse had left behind the unique aura of the Lin family's runes. As long as he didn't miss this period of time, he would definitely be able to find the corpse. Even if it was just a skeleton, Lin Tian had to find it. No, it's still not right. The metal concept shouldn't be like this. In a forest, there were fallen trees everywhere. It looked like a wasteland. In reality, this was all Lin Fei's doing. Lin Fei seemed to have comprehended the metal concept, but he still needed some time to truly display its might. Just now, I couldn't summon the concept of metal, which was why I failed. This time I won't fail. Lin Fei reflected on himself. Again. Lin Fei's aura was like a sharp sword. Sword chi spread out, and the surrounding grass was reduced to dust by the sword chi. Destruction. As his aura continued to rise, Lin Fei suddenly struck out like a tiger released from its cage. The golden sword radiance contained the aura of destruction, like a red sun. When the metal concept was used, the aura in the surroundings instantly changed. It became violent, dangerous, and destructive. It was as if any existence would be mercilessly crushed by this sword. When this move was used, Lin Fei smiled, knowing that he had succeeded. A sword technique with a concept is indeed exhausting true yuan. After using the destruction, there wasn't a single tree in sight. Apart from wood shavings, there was only wood shavings. That was because anything would be destroyed by that sword. No wonder that Sword Sovereign said that he had never been defeated in the profound sovereign realm after comprehending the metal concept. This attack that contains the metal concept is too terrifying. This was the first time he used destruction. Lin Fei had already experienced how terrifying it was. If the wind concept could come and go without a trace, then the metal concept would be pure destruction. If that was the case, the concept of metal would be pure destruction. Other than dodging, there was no other way to deal with it. The metal concept was indeed the strongest force. Great Destruction Sword Art was indeed a terrifying sword art. Especially when it was infused with the metal concept, it became a sword art with a concept. After using the wind concept, once it was infused with the concept, the sword art would become extremely terrifying. Its might would increase by several folds. The only downside was that it would consume a lot of true yuan. Lin Fei practiced for 3 days straight and only stopped after he had truly grasped the annihilation technique. It's about time to leave. After staying in the demonic beast mountain range for 2 months, it's time for me to experience the other dynasties. Whether it was his sword art or his strength, there was an earth-shattering change compared to a month ago. Lin Fei was suddenly filled with confidence. Even if there were experts outside, he wouldn't feel afraid. But before I leave, there's one thing I need to do. After some hesitation, Lin Fei decided to take the risk. Although this matter was dangerous, the rewards were very generous. Now that my wings of the wind have increased my speed by 50%, even the King Kong Divine Ape might not be able to catch up to me. A month has passed and that King Kong Divine Ape should have calmed down. It's time to go collect those treasures. Last time, a group of mystic experts had chased after him, and many of them had been killed by the King Kong Divine Ape. Lin Fei had always remembered this and wanted to collect the spoils. This idea was something that most people wouldn't dare to do. After experiencing the terror of the King Kong Divine Ape once, no one dared to go again unless their strength increased. Lin Fei dared to go because he had confidence. The things left behind by 4 or 5 mystic experts would definitely be good things. For example, there would definitely be spirit treasures. Spirit treasures are valuable. If I sell them, I can exchange them for pure yuan pills. It would be a pity if I didn't try. Mystic experts would at least have a spirit treasure, right? Lin Fei remembered the area of the King Kong Divine Ape clearly. After opening his wings of the wind, his speed increased by 50%. He was like a black shadow, untraceable, far faster than before. Up ahead is the King Kong Divine Ape. The night was dark and there was no moon. Lin Fei had set up a few soundproof runes on his body. He could feel a strong energy wave from afar with a sense of familiarity. No need to guess, it was the King Kong Divine Ape. Looks like the King Kong Divine Ape has calmed down. If the King Kong Divine Ape was roaming around, Lin Fei would be a little worried. Against a mystic expert at mystic level, he didn't have much chance of winning. Even if he did, it would be a Pyrrhic victory. Lin Fei wasn't stupid enough to do that. Moreover, fighting with a mystic expert at mystic level might attract the attention of other beasts, and that wouldn't be a good thing. I remember that the first mystic expert to die was in this area. Lin Fei carefully recalled the scene. Just as Lin Fei was recalling, a familiar voice came from not far away. Looking up, he saw a little thing holding a bottle and swallowing the pills inside. Damn, so it's here. Lin Fei quickly flew over and saw many things floating down. As for the corpse, he couldn't find it, but he could still smell a trace of blood. Good boy, you've done something good again. Lin Fei found that he was very lucky with the little thing by his side. The little thing hugged the bottle. Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He wouldn't steal the pills, but it seemed like he was the bad guy. After looking around, Lin Fei found something left behind by the mystic expert. He was overjoyed. I've come to the right place. Those mystic experts are all scared. A black whip with the power of a spirit treasure. Although it was a low-grade spirit treasure, Lin Fei was already very satisfied. Although the whip was useless, it could at least be exchanged for pure essence pills. Other than the whip, there were also some pure essence pills nearby. Many of them had already been shattered, and the ones that fell to the ground melted into the air. Lin Fei's heart was filled with fear. The Vajra Divine Ape's terrifying power was like a maniac of destruction. Stay here and don't move. I'll go lure the Diamond Divine Ape out first. Lin Tian's expression was solemn. Facing a Diamond Divine Ape that had once almost killed him, anyone would be cautious. He was no exception. He had to be careful. After the time it took to drink a cup of tea, Lin Tian flew back and quickly left behind Arun's formation. It's out. From afar they saw the Diamond Divine Ape fly out, looking very anxious. Shall lower your voice. Lin Tian transmitted his voice. I could sense its location from 20 li away, but now that the brat has become a corpse, his aura is very weak. I can sense about 2 or 3 li away. We'll split up and search. Don't worry, the Diamond Divine Ape won't return for an hour. Lin Yuantian was indeed worried about this. As a mystic mid-stage, he wouldn't be able to hold out against the Diamond Divine Ape. It wouldn't return for an hour. Uncle Tian, don't worry. I'm confident I can find a corpse. Lin Yuantian couldn't help but admire Uncle Tian for coming up with such a plan. The two quickly split up. Why did the Diamond Divine Ape go out? It looks like it was in a hurry. When that terrifying aura rushed out, Lin Fei couldn't help but frown. He almost thought it was coming for him, until the Diamond Divine Ape flew in the opposite direction. Only then did he heave a sigh of relief. The little thing came back from outside. After landing on his shoulder, it kept making noises with its mouth in one direction. Is there a corpse? The little thing could teleport in a small area, so Lin Fei arranged for it to search for the corpse of a mystic spirit expert. Who told the little thing to be so smart? Taking advantage of the night, Lin Fei chased after it while the little thing led the way. After coming out of a thicket, Lin Fei frowned again. Why is there someone in the middle of the night? Did someone intentionally lure the Diamond Divine Ape out? After the wings of the wind increased his speed by 50%, Lin Fei moved like the wind. Especially at night, one would only feel the wind blow past, but not the presence of a person. Sneaking around here, could it be that they're also looking for the corpse of a mystic spirit expert? Are they looking for their belongings? Lin Fei was instantly displeased. It wasn't easy for him to lure them over, and he was almost killed by the Diamond Divine Ape. Just as he was about to take advantage of the situation, someone beat him to it. Dream on. Lin Fei's thoughts immediately became unclear. No matter where this person came from, Lin Fei naturally wouldn't let them go since they dared to steal something in front of him. First, he used his perception to observe the surroundings. Finding nothing, Lin Fei quietly chased after them. If they weren't strong enough, then he would directly kill them. Lin Tian didn't know that someone was following him and was currently searching the surroundings. Could it be that Lin Fei's corpse was really eaten? Otherwise, how could it be gone? Uncle Tian said that Lin Fei is dead, so he's definitely dead. Could it be that someone got there first? In this area, many places were searched, but there was no corpse to be found. Lin Tian couldn't help but think that this trip was for nothing. There's the smell of a rotten corpse. Lin Tian's face lit up and he rushed into the forest. In the forest there was indeed a corpse. It was highly rotten, but the aura wasn't Lin Fei's. Could it be the corpse of a mystic spirit expert? Chapter 257. Lin Yuantian didn't dare to let his guard down in the Diamond Divine Apes area. As a mystic adept expert, they would always have a special sense for danger. That was why Lin Yuantian felt a trace of danger. He wasn't too sure and subconsciously said that. Lin Yuantian imagined that they would meet the beasts of the mountain range. As long as they weren't in danger, they could be easily killed. Who are you? Lin Yuantian frowned as he stared at the young man. He could sense a familiar aura coming from him, but he just couldn't remember who he was. Lin family. Haven't you been looking for me? Lin Yuantian was shocked. You're Lin Fei? You're not dead? Of course I'm not dead. Why else would I run into you? Lin Fei seemed to understand. You Lin family are shameless. No wonder you did such a thing back then. Lin Yuantian was incomparably shocked. He had heard from Lin Tian that when the Diamond Divine Ape was enraged, several profound spirit experts had died at the hands of the demonic beasts. Why wasn't Lin Fei dead? Lin Yuantian couldn't figure it out. He couldn't understand it, but soon a happy expression appeared on his face and he laughed. Ha, this is really a case of wearing out iron shoes and fruitless searching, only to find what you're looking for without even looking for it. I originally wanted to find your corpse, but you ran out yourself, saving me a lot of trouble. Shock and surprise were thrown to the back of his mind. The only thought in Lin Yuantian's mind was to take down Lin Fei and obtain his secrets and sacred art. Everyone had their own selfish motives. Lin Yuantian was no exception. Therefore Lin Yuantian gave up on the idea of notifying Uncle Tian and took down Lin Fei first. He didn't think about anything else. Lin Fei was chased by a mystic expert. Why did that mystic expert return dejectedly? When one's heart was filled with profit, they wouldn't think about anything else. Lin Yuantian didn't even think about how Lin Fei survived. None of this was important to him. The only thing that mattered was how to take down the other. Swish. The sword was unsheathed and a cold light flashed. Piercing cloud sword. Several rays of cold white light, like the light before dawn, filled the dark night, causing people to subconsciously dodge or choose to close their eyes. Penetrate the clouds, penetrate the clouds, penetrate the clouds, and then penetrate the clouds. Clouds were illusory, and if one wanted to pass through them, one had to have an advantage in speed. At such a close distance, Lin Yuantian could already imagine that the other party would die at his hands. There was no way that the other party would be able to withstand his attacks, especially at night, when the might of his swordsmanship was amplified. Empty? An afterimage? When several sword lights pierced through the other party's body, there was no scene of blood gushing out. It was more like a piece of glass shattering before Lin Yuantian's eyes, turning into nothingness. Too slow. A disdainful voice came from behind. Immediately after, Lin Yuantian turned his head around and saw several red suns appearing in his vision. After that, all that was left was endless darkness, and his body exploded. You're lucky to die under my great annihilation sword art. Lin Yuantian was killed by a sword art infused with the concept of metal, leaving Lin Fei in shock. Indestructible strength as expected of the concept of metal. That person couldn't even withstand a single move from me and died under my sword. Retracting Windchaser, Lin Fei swiftly recovered from his shock. The rumors of this sword emperor back then weren't false, and he had never been defeated before. This kind of killing prowess was simply too terrifying. Since this person is searching for my corpse, there should be someone else nearby. A cold gleam flickered in Lin Fei's eyes. Then don't blame me for being ruthless. I'll wipe you all out. Lin Fei wasn't in a good mood when it came to the Lin family. So what if he killed them? As his strength rose, the fear he had for the Lin family was no longer as strong as before. On the contrary, he had a strong desire to fight, and the mystic adept realm cultivator before him couldn't rouse his desire to fight at all. After tidying up the items on the ground, a cold smile appeared on Lin Yun's face. Where's the corpse? Lin Tian frowned. He suspected that someone might have gotten to it before him. In a short period of time he searched the surroundings, but he couldn't find any traces of the corpse. Based on the location that day, the corpse should be in this area. With his strength in the mystic spirit realm, it wouldn't take long for him to search the surroundings. I wonder how little Yuan is doing. Lin Tian subconsciously checked Lin Yuantian's location, and his face sank. Not good, something happened. Lin Tian couldn't sense Lin Yuantian's aura in his perception, and he flew into a rage. After a brief moment of hesitation, he headed toward the location where he could vaguely sense Lin Yuantian's aura. Could there be someone else here? Given little Yuan's strength, he shouldn't have been defeated so quickly. Lin Tian couldn't help feeling a dark shadow cast over his heart. At the same time, his greatest worry had come true. Lin Fei's corpse, which he couldn't find, had fallen into the other party's hands. If that was the case, then this trip would be in vain. Lin Tian arrived swiftly, following the remnant aura. He's really dead. Lin Tian's eyes lit up. Smelling the scent of blood, he discovered a black silhouette in the forest. Little Yuan. The person he brought was killed right before his eyes. Lin Tian was already enraged, and he wanted to find clues from the corpse. Not good, its clothes. Just as he grabbed it, Lin Tian's heart sank. He knew that he had fallen into a trap. Swish, swish, swish. Wind-like sword chi attacked from the darkness, only exploding when it was right in front of Lin Tian. Even though Lin Tian's reaction was fast and his protective astral chi was quickly broken, his entire body was covered in blood, and he was forced to retreat. The second move had appeared. Whirlwind scattered clouds. The leisurely wind turned into a violent gale, tearing everything apart. It enveloped the other party's body, and the trees behind him instantly collapsed, creating a series of loud noises. Concept of wind, you're Lin Fei. You're not dead. Lin Tian's face darkened, and he nearly jumped up to bite someone. Old thing, as expected of a mystic spirit expert. My concept of wind only injured you. Lin Fei walked out from the darkness, and in his heart, he had underestimated the strength of a mystic spirit expert. Especially when a layer of battle armor appeared on the other party's body, he understood why his earlier attack couldn't kill this old thing. Profound armor. Only mystic spirit experts could condense a profound armor, and profound armor was a level higher than astral chi. The profound armor on the other party's body was pitch black in color, and it covered the upper body. No wonder little Yuan died so quickly, so it was you who killed him. Lin Tian couldn't help but laugh. Your strength is indeed very strong, but it's a pity that if you want to kill me, you probably can't even break my profound armor. Lin Fei indeed didn't expect that this Lin family expert had already condensed a profound armor. Not all mystic spirit experts could condense a profound armor. Many experts who had advanced to the mystic spirit realm usually needed a long time to condense it, and those who could condense it were usually experts at the perfection realm. It's just a broken armor. I'll soon let you know that in front of my sword, it's nothing much. Lin Fei's strength had already greatly improved. Wind chasing. Like wind. After spreading his wind wings, Lin Fei's body was like the wind, and under the cover of the night, it was almost impossible to see his traces. As a mystic spirit expert, after wearing the profound armor, Lin Tian's vital parts were already protected. A long sword appeared in his hand, and with a sweep, Zhen Yuan surged out, and sword chi formed a net, blocking in front of the sword chi. At the same time, his brows furrowed, and the sword danced in the air, trying to force the other party out. So fast, even faster than last time, I can't even catch a trace of him. The sword chi missed, and he realized that the situation wasn't good. Lin Tian's heart sank. Lin Fei's strength had greatly increased compared to before. With just one move, he could feel that if it was the last time, he definitely wouldn't be able to dodge his attack. Old thing, this is your sword skill? I can't see any power from it. Lin Fei laughed heartily in the night. Windstorm. After his strength increased, the windstorm was completely different. Sword chi lotuses covered the sky, covering the entire area, and exploded towards Lin Tian. The power of the Zhen Yuan explosion landed on the profound armor, causing ripples to appear. Facing such a powerful move, Lin Tian's face was as black as coal, and he was actually being suppressed. Damn it, it's only been a month, how can his strength increase so quickly? If it wasn't for me forming the profound armor, wouldn't I be suppressed? How can such a person exist? This is impossible. This was something that Lin Tian couldn't accept. In terms of speed, he couldn't compare to the other party, and he couldn't even catch up to his shadow. In terms of sword skill, the other party had suppressed him to the point where he couldn't even attack. Such a powerful enemy just a month ago was forced to escape from his hands, and he had no choice but to use his demonic beast to escape. Lin Fei didn't care what the other party was thinking, and his intent of wind kept blasting out, completely suppressing the other party. It felt too fast. Absolute speed, coupled with absolute swordsmanship, it was this easy to take down a mystic spirit realm master. Old thing, you chased after me last time, it was very satisfying, right? Boom. In the night, a red sun flew out. Intent of metal. This move was fast and urgent. Even if Lin Tian dodged it, there was still a destructive aura left on the profound armor, and at the same time, there were faintly discernible cracks, but they recovered in just a moment. Mistake, I really made a mistake. The intent of wind sword skill already made Lin Tian feel unbearable pain, and with the addition of the intent of metal, there were cracks left on the profound armor. The profound armor was formed from Zhen Yuan, and the consumption of the profound armor was consuming Zhen Yuan at every moment. I can't let this go on. If this goes on, it will be hard to leave this place. Lin Tian kept dodging. As long as I can force Lin Fei out, I will have a chance to make a comeback. Lin Tian regretted not taking the risk to come back last time. At that time, it would be easy to take down the other party, and it wouldn't be as troublesome as it was now. There was no medicine for regret in this world. Azure Dragon Capture, get out here. Chapter 258. Use the Lin family's secret technique. With the help of the Wings of Wind, Lin Fei's speed had already surpassed the Profound Spirit Realm. Unless it was a Profound Spirit Realm expert that cultivated speed, they could only eat dust behind him. After Lin Tian executed the Azure Dragon Divine Incantation, he felt an invisible pressure pressing down on him. At the same time, his vision was filled with Azure Dragons. Xiaoqin had heard from his chief father that when the Azure Dragon capturing technique was cultivated to a certain level, it would be able to capture someone from 1,000 miles away. He was trying to chase them out. Lin family's secret technique, let me experience it as well. Lin Fei quickly executed Tempest. The sword chi lotuses turned into cages, trapping every azure dragon within. Loud rumbling sounds rang out continuously. After experiencing the sword sovereign's inheritance, Lin Fei's sword techniques had improved greatly. Furthermore, after comprehending a state, its might was no small matter. You fell for it. Lin Tian laughed sinisterly. An azure dragon suddenly appeared behind Lin Fei in the night sky. It opened its bloody mouth and bit down. Shatter. Lin Fei was very calm, even though he did not know how the other party knew his position. The azure dragon actually passed through the golden sun and crashed into Lin Fei's body. Lin Fei actually felt dizzy for a moment. He was startled and his speed slowed down, appearing in the night sky. Ah! Use the Lin family's secret technique. How can someone like you understand it? Lin Tian finally revealed a pleased smile. Azure Dragon Chop. The sword's momentum changed. 5 azure dragons split into left, right, top, and bottom, attacking Lin Fei. This was Lin Tian's plan. After practicing the azure dragon capturing technique to great perfection, it would cause a certain degree of dizziness when executed. The effect would not be long, just a few breaths. To an expert, this was already enough. Lin Tian executed the killing move of the azure dragon divine incantation, preparing to kill Lin Fei. These people should not appear on the continent. If it was a one-on-one fight, they would definitely be killed. Was it funny? Lin Tian didn't find it funny at all. Instead, he felt a sense of helplessness. Where did such a person come from? Perhaps even that genius from the Lin family might not be a match for him. With 1 state of wind and 1 state of metal, he was already a monstrous genius. Total annihilation. When the 72 swords appeared, a terrifying aura locked onto Lin Tian. He, who had never sensed danger before, finally sensed danger. The 72 swords turned into a huge circular sword formation that smashed the azure dragon into smithereens. Then, they continued to descend at a speed that was impossible to block, much less detect. Boom! The armor in front of Lin Tian's chest shattered, and the long sword completely landed on his body. A huge hole was opened up in his chest, and his entire body flew out, crashing into a towering tree. Teleportation symbol. Lin Tian staggered to his feet and fished out a teleportation talisman that emitted a yellow glow. That sword attack just now had already made him understand how dangerous death was. Azure Dragon Capture. A faint dragon cry rang out, and an azure dragon flew out from the void, directly biting onto Lin Tian's body. The teleportation talisman was also shattered, and Lin Fei immediately appeared in front of Lin Tian. The sword chi was like a knife, instantly piercing into Lin Tian's body, crippling his dantian and removing all his true yuan. You? How do you know my family's secret technique? Lin Tian instantly aged by dozens of years, like an old man over 100 years old. Martial artists could have a lifespan of hundreds or even thousands of years depending on their strength. After the true yuan in their dantian was crippled, it was equivalent to losing the support of their strength. Their vitality would also undergo a huge change. Lin Tian was like this now. Profound spirit experts had a lifespan of 300 years. After losing it, Lin Tian had actually become an old man. At most, his physical strength would be slightly better and he would be slightly stronger. Lin Fei landed on the ground and grabbed Lin Tian's sword with one hand. Good heavens, that was a high-grade spirit treasure. After nailing Lin Tian to the tree with one sword, Lin Tian's originally unclear thoughts were instantly cleared up. Are you very surprised? Very shocked? Lin Fei had indeed underestimated a profound spirit expert, especially that sword technique that contained the might of the azure dragon. If his sword technique had not improved, he might have really been in trouble. Of course, to Lin Fei it would only be slightly troublesome. The rest was really nothing. Lin Tian suddenly said, "You are a descendant of the Lin family that was chased out." All this while, Lin Tian had never thought of this question. However, when he saw Xiaoqin use the azure dragon capturing technique, he suddenly recalled something. And this fellow seemed to have something to do with what happened back then. Lin Fei was not surprised. He smiled and said, "You guessed correctly. Unfortunately, there is no reward. You should be glad that you died at my hands. You will not be at a disadvantage in the future." Lin Tian smiled bitterly. To think that the branch that was chased out back then actually produced a genius like you. It seems like this is all fate. Lin Fei had a playful smile on his face. So you also know what happened back then. Then it seems that your Lin family believed that such a day would appear. The only thing you did not expect was that this day would appear in advance, right? Lin Tian indeed did not expect that such a day would come. The branch that was chased out of the Lin family would produce such a genius. Lin Wu Fa was the strongest among his generation, but in front of this Lin Fei he was obviously not enough. At this time Lin Tian no longer thought about it. It was not a good thing that the Lin family would have such an opponent in the future. He regretted not discovering it earlier. Indeed, I did not expect it. Lin Tian suddenly grinned. However, I will bring you to hell with me. A huge amount of true yuan instantly exploded. At the moment of death, one could still see the evil smile in Lin Tian's eyes. With a loud boom, Lin Fei exploded. The scene was raised to the ground and flames soared to the sky. Strong cultivators from the Lin family cannot be underestimated. So there is actually a move that can condense true yuan and self-destruct. In the forest, Lin Fei's figure walked out, a strange smile on his face. At the same time he was even more cautious in his heart. Strengthening a doppelganger technique was indeed the wisest choice. Just now it was not Lin Fei's real body that had been in front, but a doppelganger. It contained 1/3 of his strength. Even if it was blown to death there was nothing to worry about. Lin Tian had gone to great lengths to self-destruct, and it was only to destroy Lin Fei. Unfortunately, he did not know that Lin Fei had a doppelganger beside him. If he knew that it was a doppelganger that had died, who knew what he would have done? Luckily, Lin Fei had destroyed his dantian in advance, and his true yuan was only 1/3 of his peak strength. The power of the self-destruct was not to be underestimated. Fortunately, Lin Fei had kept an eye on it. This old thing is really decisive. I almost failed miserably at such a simple task. Lin Fei started to search the surroundings. When he self-destructed, there were still some things left behind, such as superior-grade spirit treasures. From the looks of it, they were much weaker, which made Lin Fei feel a heartache. Damn it. Aside from superior-grade spirit treasures, everything else was probably blown to smithereens. You bastard, at least leave something for me. Lin Fei cursed and turned to leave. However, he had only taken a few steps when a shiny golden paper appeared on the grass. It can't be something good, right? His doppelganger was blown to death and most of the other things were destroyed. In Lin Fei's words, this thing was like a miniature bomb. For something to remain in such a situation, it had to be something good. Azure Dragon True Body? Unexpectedly, the thing on the golden paper was not something ordinary. Instead, it was a cultivation method. Lin Fei immediately looked at it and could not help but frown. Why does this old thing have the Azure Dragon True Body? From the looks of it, the Azure Dragon True Body is very powerful. However, why did this fellow not succeed in practicing it? Little did he know that this Azure Dragon True Body was something that Lin Fei had obtained only recently. He did not have the time to practice it. If he succeeded in practicing it, it would be impossible for Lin Fei to kill him so easily. Unfortunately, this is only the first layer. On the golden paper, the Azure Dragon True Body was only the first layer. From the description, this was a body tempering cultivation technique. This Azure Dragon True Body had a total of 10 layers. Once it was practiced to great perfection, it would transform into an Azure Dragon. Lin Fei opened the system and started to investigate. Azure Dragon True Body incomplete. Cultivation star, 4 stars. There is a chance to reach 5 stars. It was a simple evaluation, but Lin Fei could not help but be stunned. This works too? He immediately opened the shop and looked at the body tempering cultivation techniques. Soon Lin Fei revealed an excited expression. The Upper Lin family actually has such a body tempering cultivation technique. A 4-star body tempering cultivation technique would cost at least 10 million points in the shop. What exactly is the origin of this Upper Lin family? Lin Fei was shocked. A 4-star body could be promoted to 5-star body. It was impossible for Lin Fei not to be shocked. Furthermore, this Azure Dragon True Body was definitely not an ordinary martial technique. Since this old fogey brought the Azure Dragon True Body, it just so happens that I need a body tempering cultivation technique. Furthermore, it can be promoted to 5-star body tempering cultivation technique. It would be a pity if I don't cultivate it. This will save me a lot of time and I won't have to search everywhere. If a body tempering cultivation technique could be promoted to 5-star body, Lin Fei would not miss it. 5-star body tempering cultivation technique was the highest level. According to Heaven, Earth, Mystic and Yellow, Lin Fei suspected that this 4-star Azure Dragon True Body tempering cultivation technique was an Earth-ranked martial technique. Lin Fei still wanted to know the answer. If the Azure Dragon True Body was in the Upper Lin family, how many layers were there? This was a crucial question. From the material of the golden paper, Lin Fei could guess that this Azure Dragon True Body was definitely not an ordinary item. Since this old fogey could cultivate it, his status in the Upper Lin family should not be low. In reality, Lin Tian's status was not low. He was an elder in the Lin family and one with a lot of authority. Otherwise, he would not have the qualifications to cultivate the Azure Dragon true body. His luck was bad. It was not easy for him to exchange for it, but in the end it benefited Lin Fei. Roar. Just as Lin Fei was guessing, a loud roar came from afar. Rumble. The speed was astonishing. Before Lin Fei could react, a black shadow came crashing down. The ground trembled and the surroundings were forcefully cleared. Golden fur appeared in Lin Fei's eyes. It was very eye-catching in the night. King Kong Divine Ape. Lin Fei smiled bitterly. How did he run into the King Kong Divine Ape? Thinking about it carefully, it must have been the old fogey who lured them away. Then, there was a huge battle here and there was a burst of quintessence. Naturally, the King Kong Divine Ape was lured over. Chapter 259. Lin Fei could tell from the ape's furious eyes that it held a grudge. As for how this guy found him, Lin Fei thought it was because the ape recognized him. It should be easy for a peak cryptic beast to remember an aura, right? For the ape to appear here, it was easy to imagine how much of a grudge it held. This is going to be troublesome. Lin Fei's heart sank. The ape's killing intent was locked onto him. As long as he turned around, this guy would definitely send him flying. The ape held a thick black staff in its hand, shining brightly. There was no need to think too much to know what was going on. This Diamond Divine Ape had come to seek revenge. Total annihilation. 72 swords flew out from behind him and slammed into the ape. Facing a beast that even peak cryptic beast cultivators had to be careful with, Lin Fei naturally had to be vigilant. He had to strike first and gain the upper hand. Boom. Even though he had used it once before, it was still relatively easy for Lin Fei to use it a second time. Roar. The two weren't far apart and Lin Fei could clearly sense the aura of a powerful beast. It was in a state of rage. What mystic spirit great circle? In front of the Vajra Divine Ape, it was simply too weak. It could kill human martial artists with ease. This total annihilation struck the Diamond Divine Ape's chest like a bolt of lightning. A powerful wave of air blasted out, and Lin Fei had already appeared more than 10 zhang away. A water-fire lotus appeared in front of him. Facing this ape, he didn't dare to underestimate it. Last time he had almost been beaten to death by a staff. Lin Fei still had lingering fears, and he would never forget it for the rest of his life. It should be heavily injured now, right? Lin Fei guessed. 72 swords, a high-grade mortal weapon, should be able to injure the ape? Roar. All of a sudden, a black shadow came crashing over amidst the shockwaves. A strong wind whistled past. Damn, it's this move again. Lin Fei's hair stood on end. This was too fast. Water-fire lotus. However, that black shadow was even faster. Accompanied by kacha-kacha sounds, it directly shattered the water-fire lotus and smashed onto Lin Fei's body, sending him flying. Pooh. As it turned out, this black shadow was the Diamond Divine Ape's iron rod. Roar. The adamantine Divine Ape emerged from the blast, its eyes bloodshot. Other than the bloody wound on its chest, it had no other injuries. After letting out a mighty roar, it leaped forward, grabbed the iron staff and leaped over Lin Fei, smashing the staff down again. Damn, isn't he too strong? Lin Fei couldn't help but curse out loud. A demonic beast at the great circle of the cryptic level was simply too powerful. His 72 swords had unleashed total annihilation, but it had only caused the Diamond Divine Ape a minor injury? Needless to say, this was a huge blow. Lin Fei had thought that since he could heavily injure the old thing with a single sword strike, the great circle adamantine Divine Ape shouldn't be too far off. But after testing it out, he realized that a great circle cryptic demonic beast was truly powerful. Boom. Lin Fei's water-fire lotus flew away at the same time, narrowly dodging this attack. The original position was smashed into a huge crater. Violent. Truly violent. With such a powerful attack, Lin Fei finally understood why those cryptic experts couldn't even withstand a single strike from the Diamond Divine Ape. They had no choice but to die from such an overbearing attack. Doppelganger art. Lin Fei's wings of the wind increased his speed by 50%, but he still wasn't confident that he could escape from the adamantine Divine Ape. This adamantine Divine Ape was just as fast, not inferior to him in the slightest. Tonight he had to go all out. He had no choice but to go all out. If he did, there was still a chance of survival. Damn it, I just killed a few of your clansmen. Why do you have to keep targeting me? Lin Fei was depressed, especially after being targeted by a powerful adamantine Divine Ape. More importantly, its attacks were extremely violent. Even with the protection of the water-fire lotus, he didn't dare to take it head-on. He wouldn't forget the lesson from last time. Taking it head-on wouldn't work. Doppelganger art. Lin Fei didn't hold back. A black-robed doppelganger appeared beside him. The two quickly separated, one in front and one behind. Now there's two of us against one. Let's see how you deal with this. Lin Fei was also enraged. Tempest. Lin Fei's wind chaser moved and he quickly used Tempest. The sword lotus condensed into one, rushing at the adamantine divine ape in order to exhaust it. The other doppelganger appeared behind the adamantine divine ape, also holding a long sword. It was Lin Tian's superior grade spirit treasure from before. The spirit treasure's power was reduced, and its power was similar to that of a middle grade spirit treasure. The doppelganger also used a sword lotus, but it was golden in color. A sword lotus condensed from the concept of metal. A pincer attack. Rumble rumble. The adamantine divine ape was clearly caught off guard by Lin Fei's attacks. Both were intent attacks, and the explosive power caused the adamantine divine ape to roar madly. Roar. The adamantine divine ape's body was covered in blood and wounds. Suddenly, its furious eyes fell on the doppelganger, and it charged forward, smashing down with its staff. Damn it. Lin Fei hadn't expected the adamantine divine ape to be so smart. It knew to attack the doppelganger first. If it lost two doppelgangers in one night, its strength would be greatly reduced. Bang bang bang. With a swing of his staff, the void seemed to be on the verge of shattering. The doppelganger dodged quickly. Although it wasn't as fast as Lin Fei's main body, it was still in a dangerous situation. If this continued, it would be easy to kill it. The doppelganger's strength was only at the peak Arcanist realm. It hadn't even reached the Mystic Adept realm yet, but it was still so terrifying because it had inherited the concept of metal. Water Flame Lotus. A giant lotus flower appeared beneath the diamond divine ape. The lifelike lotus flower enveloped the diamond divine ape, trapping it within. Total annihilation. Annihilation. Lin Fei naturally wouldn't give up on such a short opportunity. He directly used total annihilation. Lin Fei wouldn't even frown if he used his concept of wind and concept of metal against ordinary profound spirit experts. But against this terrifying adamantine divine ape, it was a completely different story. An intense sword technique could only injure the adamantine divine ape, but it couldn't kill it. Its defense was too strong. If Lin Fei wanted to truly break through its defense, he could only use total annihilation. Anything else would be useless. Whoosh. The 72 swords once more formed a sword formation, merging into a giant sword that smashed into the adamantine divine ape's chest, causing blood to fly everywhere. The adamantine divine ape swung its staff at the 72 swords. It knew how dangerous these swords were, so how could Lin Fei allow it to destroy them? The doppelganger unleashed one golden sun after another, bombarding the adamantine divine ape's body in an attempt to draw its attention. How powerful! After two total annihilation attacks, the adamantine divine ape still maintained its combat strength. Aside from the large wound on its chest, it was obvious that it had been inflicted by a sword. Clang clang clang. The enraged adamantine divine ape actually broke through the restrictions of space and appeared directly in front of Lin Fei, its black staff smashing down. Even though Lin Fei had 10,000 gene of divine strength, the adamantine divine ape's attack still caused him to feel pain in his palm. His sword felt like it was about to fly out of his hand. Just how strong is this adamantine divine ape? If this continues, things won't be good. One main body, one avatar. With the two of them attacking together, even a true peak profound spirit expert would have a headache. But facing a peak profound spirit demonic beast, he couldn't help but feel helpless. It looks like I can only use this move. After using total annihilation 3 times, his spiritual energy had been greatly depleted. He was almost at his limit. After all, with 72 swords, the pressure on Lin Fei wasn't small. I don't believe that I can't kill you this time. Dealing with the adamantine divine ape for so long was unprecedented. Of course, with the strength of a mystic adept, fighting against a mystic spirit great perfection diamond divine ape was also something that had never happened before. If this diamond divine ape knew a ranked staff technique, the current Lin Fei might not be able to withstand it. Water Flame Lotus, explode. Total annihilation wouldn't work, so the only thing Lin Fei had was the Water Flame Lotus with the terrifying explosive power of True Essence. 20% True Essence. This time, the Water Flame Lotus was suppressed by Lin Fei with all his might. It wasn't as big as before, but it continued to shrink. When it was almost the size of a basketball, Lin Fei's face paled. He had reached his limit. In its rage, the adamantine divine ape didn't know the power contained in this lotus. A huge wave of air rose as if it wanted to overturn the sky. At close range, Lin Fei was also sent flying by the explosion of true essence. If not for his speed, he would have been severely injured even if he didn't die. Cough cough. Lin Fei crawled out of the bushes, looking battered and exhausted, blood dripping from the corner of his mouth. Damn, it hurts. I don't believe that I can't succeed this time. Lin Fei said to himself as he wiped away the blood. His clone also returned to his side. From the looks of it, the explosion just now had affected it quite a bit and its aura was much weaker. If the water flame lotus explosion couldn't seriously injure the adamantine divine ape, then Lin Fei really would have turned around and left. He couldn't continue fighting or else it would be a waste of time. The wave of air dissipated. The forest below him was almost razed to the ground. The 3-meter-tall adamantine divine ape fell into a huge pit, and it seemed to be heavily injured. Seeing that the adamantine divine ape didn't move, Lin Fei finally breathed a sigh of relief. I finally succeeded. The adamantine divine ape was truly too difficult to deal with. All his true essence had been consumed, no less than 40%. What did 40% mean? Even heavily injuring that old bastard Lin Tian didn't require this much true essence. His only worry was that the adamantine divine ape's counterattack would be fierce, but now he could relax. Encountering such a troublesome demonic beast was truly a headache. As soon as Lin Fei relaxed, the adamantine divine ape that was originally in the pit suddenly leapt out. With lightning speed, it swiped its claws at Lin Fei's head. Danger. Absolute danger. Total annihilation. 72 swords once again flew out from behind him, all of them stabbing into the adamantine divine ape's body. The tremendous impact sent the adamantine divine ape flying, once again creating a giant pit. Lin Fei's body swayed. At the same time he touched his face and blood flowed down. In this moment of danger, Lin Fei once again used total annihilation, heavily injuring the adamantine divine ape. The only thing he didn't expect was that this adamantine divine ape was so intelligent that it knew how to deal a fatal blow when he was relaxed. Just a little bit more. Even so, Lin Fei's face was still covered in several wounds. Blood flowed down from the wounds, making him look particularly hideous. That was really dangerous. I almost died. Thinking back to the previous scene, Lin Fei's forehead was covered in cold sweat. After using total annihilation 4 times, he finally sat down and panted heavily. As for the area in front of them, it had long since been leveled, forcefully destroyed. After a while, Lin Fei recovered quite a bit of strength. He sent his clone over to check and confirmed that the adamantine divine ape was indeed injured to the point where it couldn't move. We're finally safe. Against a physical adamantine divine ape, it had taken so much effort. It was no wonder that a Mystic King expert would die in the Demonic Beast mountain range. Demonic beasts were too strong. In terms of defense, it was already quite frightening. Whether it was the concept of metal or the concept of wind, they were both sword arts with a concept. They didn't have much effect on the adamantine divine ape. Many cultivators would be dumbfounded by its powerful defense. How could they continue fighting? In terms of power, it was even more terrifying. Just his divine power alone was truly frightening. If one's physical body was weak, just like a mystic spirit realm cultivator, even if their physical body was not weak, they would still not be able to withstand such a powerful attack and would be blasted into pieces. Walking to the side of the pit, the adamantine divine ape's eyes were bloodshot. It struggled to get up, treating Lin Fei as its mortal enemy. Why do you have to do this? Lin Fei said softly. If the adamantine divine ape hadn't come for him, he wouldn't have provoked it even if he was beaten to death. Such a powerful demonic beast was not to be trifled with. Just a little bit more, just a little bit more. Lin Fei didn't have much interest in a mystic spirit perfect stage demonic beast. With such a mature demonic beast, it was impossible to bring it back. Just as Lin Fei killed the adamantine divine ape, the system's voice suddenly rang out. Ding. A weak demonic beast has been discovered. Player Lin Fei wishes to capture it as a pet demonic beast? If so, 5,000 points will be deducted. Pet system? Seeing the system's words, Lin Fei couldn't help but look at the adamantine divine ape on the ground. Exchanging 5,000 points for a Mystic King demonic beast seems like a good deal. Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry to capture it. Instead, he opened the system to investigate. 5,000 points wasn't a small amount. Spending it would be painful. Adamantine divine ape, mutated demonic beast, mystic spirit perfect stage strength. Extraordinary strength, shocking defense. Growth attribute, 90%. Note, there is a chance to awaken its bloodline. Chapter 260. A Pet Demonic Beast. How tempting. Back when he was playing games, Lin Fei loved to capture all kinds of pets from the game. He never got tired of it. There were many times when he didn't sleep for a day and night just to capture a talented pet. A King Kong divine ape with a growth type of 90%. This is a good thing. If I train it well, it will become a helper in the future. 5,000 points. Lin Fei's heart ached. A King Kong divine ape with battle strength at the Mystic Monarch realm. No one could resist such a temptation. Even Lin Fei himself was tempted. More importantly, this King Kong divine ape was not an ordinary demonic beast. It was a mutated demonic beast with a chance to unlock its bloodline. As for what bloodline it was, Lin Fei didn't know. The King Kong divine ape was so powerful. If its bloodline was unlocked, it would be even more terrifying. After thinking for a moment, Lin Fei decided to accept this demonic beast as a helper. The next time he encountered a mutated demonic beast, it might not be so easy. Doppelganger was useful, but it was not enough in terms of attack power. Unless the main body strength increased, the doppelganger would have true battle strength. A demonic beast like the King Kong divine ape, especially a mutated demonic beast, would definitely be a terrifying existence. Congratulations to player Lin Fei for obtaining your first pet. Successfully spent 5,000 points. Congratulations to player Lin Fei for unlocking the pet system and opening the pet shop. Please purchase pet equipment for your pet. Spending 5,000 points, Lin Fei's heart ached. The King Kong divine ape that was originally in the pit disappeared. After opening the pet system, he found that the King Kong divine ape was in a space that came with the pet system. So this is the pet space. Lin Fei could clearly feel that the King Kong divine ape's injuries were recovering. It seemed that it would recover 70 to 80% in a day. Even if it couldn't recover to its full strength, it would at least recover 70 to 80%. That shouldn't be a problem. He opened the pet shop. Seeing the items in the pet shop, Lin Fei couldn't help but be surprised. The items were just as he had imagined. They were all tools that pets needed. Looks like I've encountered something good this time. Power type armor, 10,000 points. Defensive armor, 20,000 points. The shop was full of things that Lin Fei was familiar with but not familiar with, such as pet battle props. Fortunately, the price was not very high, not as high as the previous shop. The items inside were extremely expensive, and far less expensive than the items in the pet shop. If the adamantine divine ape were to wear defensive armor, coupled with strength-type items, just how powerful would it be? Lin Fei couldn't help but daydream. He had gained a lot from this trip. After subduing the diamond divine ape, Lin Fei didn't stop. Because the diamond divine ape's aura had disappeared, the diamond divine ape seemed to have lost control and was rushing towards him. A variant diamond divine ape at Mystic Spirit Great Circle already possessed such terrifying strength. Lin Fei did not dare to stay any longer. After leaving this area, Lin Fei found a safe place and prepared to recover from his injuries. As for finding the Mystic Spirit Realm Master's body, that would be postponed for the time being. Meanwhile, on Falling Empire, Imperial Capital. In the Upper Lin family, a middle-aged man rushed into a room. Clan leader, something happened. Elder Lin Tian and Deacon Lin Yuantian's soul orbs were shattered not long ago. The middle-aged man was in charge of soul orbs, and soul orbs were formed using a special method by the Upper Lin family. When someone died, they would be notified immediately. Those who were qualified to leave their soul orbs in the soul orb room were all core members of the Upper Lin family. The death of an elder and a deacon was not a small matter. The disciple in charge of the Lin family did not dare to stay any longer and immediately ran to report the situation. Lin Tian is dead? Are you sure? In the room, two people were sitting face to face. The middle-aged man's forehead was covered in sweat. Clan leader, these are Elder Lin Tian and Deacon Lin Yuantian's soul orbs. The two fist-sized soul orbs were like glass crystals, crystal clear. It was a pity that they had been split into two, and a trace of their souls had dissipated into the air. Elder Lin Tian is actually dead. Lin Fan was a middle-aged man with a gloomy appearance. At this moment, his brows were furrowed, and it was clear that he was also shocked. You go out first. The middle-aged man left the soul orbs and immediately left. Elder Fan, what did you see? Sitting opposite him was the current clan leader of the Lin family, Lin Jianghu. He had been in this position for a full 100 years. Even after hearing the news of an elder's death, he did not change much. In terms of calmness, Elder Lin Fan could not compare. Lin Fan said, I know Lin Tian's strength. Although he has not reached mystic full cultivation, he has already formed a mystic armor. Unless a mystic full cultivation expert makes a move, no one would be able to kill him. And Lin Tian is not the kind of person who would go looking for trouble. There must be something strange about this. Lin Zhongwu said. Continue. Lin Fan said. I heard that they went to the demonic beast mountain range to obtain the Sword Emperor's legacy, but it was snatched away by an outsider. That kid Lin Wufa seems to have suffered a huge blow when he returned, and is now in seclusion. If I'm not wrong, something must have happened to Lin Tian in the demonic beast mountain range. Lin Zhongwu stood up and said calmly. Lin Tian is dead. Go and comfort Lin Tian's family. As for who did it, I'll have to trouble you to make a trip and find out what happened. It seems like the Lin family has been quiet for a long time, and everyone has forgotten about the existence of the Lin family. Lin Fan knew that the clan leader was angry. They had been living in peace for too long. Now that someone dared to challenge the authority of the Lin family, the wisest choice was to drag the culprit out and deal a heavy blow. Pass down the order that no one is allowed to disturb Wu Wu for a period of time. Lin Zhongwu said. Wu Wu, everything has been smooth sailing. I heard that a genius has appeared in the demonic beast mountain range this time. Wu Wu should feel pressured. If he can break through to the mystic level within half a year, our Lin family will welcome a new peak in this dynasty war. Outside the demonic beast mountain range, on this day a young man dressed in black walked out from the mountain range. The strangest thing was that on this young man's shoulder was a giant lizard, and on the other shoulder was a golden monkey. The person who came out was Lin Fei, who had been in the demonic beast mountain range for almost 2 months. The azure dragon true body is really not easy to cultivate. Fortunately, this body has a bloodline. Otherwise I can only give up. After all, this is a 4-star body tempering cultivation technique. Lin Fei could not help but sigh. Originally, he had come out of the demonic beast mountain range a long time ago. In the end, he spent a lot of time cultivating the azure dragon true body. He only chose to leave the demonic beast mountain range after he successfully cultivated the first layer. This azure dragon true body is indeed monstrous. I have only cultivated it to the first layer. Although I can only condense azure dragon scales in a few places, when it comes to defense, it seems to be even stronger than the waterfire lotus. If I can cultivate the azure dragon true body to the 3rd layer, I should be able to condense a true set of scales. Lin Fei could not help but look forward to the next few layers. This was the benefit on the surface. After cultivating the azure dragon true body, the greatest benefit was that the drawbacks of the physical body had almost all disappeared. At the very least, at the mystic master level, Lin Fei could absorb pure essence pills to his heart's content. He did not have to worry about reaching his limit. After leaving the demonic beast mountain range, Lin Fei controlled his speed. This direction should lead me to the Tianhai dynasty. After entering the official road, Lin Fei slowed down his pace. After leaving the demonic beast mountain range, Lin Fei decided to go to the Tianhai dynasty to take a look. It was a good opportunity to settle the matter that Marshal Uncle Zhang Wen had instructed him to do. Lin Fei thanked him for his kindness. Aside from this reason, Lin Fei had another thing to do. He had to find the Li clan to vent his anger. Among the profound spirit experts that chased after him, Lin Fei clearly remembered that there was a profound spirit expert from the Li clan. That aura was very similar, so there could not be any accidents. Lin Fei was not the kind of person who liked to take revenge 10 years later. Revenge was only a matter of time. Especially now that he had the help of guardian deity, Lin Fei was very confident. He wanted to vent his anger. Hence, these two matters were logical, and he made a trip to the Tianhai dynasty. Guardian deity was the guardian deity ape. After being taken in as a pet by the system, it had actually unlocked intelligence and gained a certain level of intelligence. As for why it was named, Lin Fei was a bit of a prank. He recalled a movie he had seen in the past. For the woman you like, you can hit an airplane. F***ck, what should I do next? I can't just pick one randomly, can I? When he came to a fork in the road, Lin Fei could not help but be dumbfounded. What should he do next? He regretted not bringing a map of the Tianhai dynasty with him. With Lin Fei's current strength, he did not have to worry about taking the wrong path. Lin Fei was a lazy person and did not like to run back and forth. Moreover, the Tianhai dynasty was not small. If he took the wrong path, he did not know when he would reach the Tianhai dynasty's capital. Clang clang clang. At the end of the official road, a large convoy suddenly appeared. It seemed to be carrying a lot of goods, especially the demonic beasts at the front. They were all rank 9 demonic beasts. Even though they had not entered the profound realm, using rank 9 demonic beasts to transport goods was not a simple matter. I wonder where this convoy is going. If it's going to the Tianhai dynasty's capital, it'll be along the way. It'll save me the trouble of searching everywhere. An idea suddenly came to Lin Fei and he said to Guardian Deity, "Release some of your aura." In view of Lin Fei's tyranny, Guardian Deity did not dare to disobey. A trace of Guardian Deity's aura was extremely terrifying, especially when it was directed at the demonic beasts. Unless it was a profound king expert, most people would not be able to sense it. As expected, the rank 9 demonic beasts in the convoy were all lying on the ground, trembling in fear. What's going on? Why aren't they moving? Come down and see what's going on. Someone immediately came down from the convoy and saw the condition of the rank 9 demonic beasts. No matter what method was used, they could not make the demonic beasts stand up. This gave them a headache. If the demonic beasts did not leave, the entire convoy would be crippled. They could not possibly purchase a new batch of demonic beasts to pull the carriages. Chapter 261. P.S. Thank you to Zero Win Friend Zero for your tip, and to Ruffled Ambiguous Little U for her monthly vote. As night fell, the bonfire was burning brightly, illuminating the night. The entire convoy stopped to rest in a forest near the official road. Some were busy setting up tents, some were busy gathering firewood to cook. Everyone was busy in an orderly manner, looking very comfortable. That beast tamer actually went out tonight. That person is quite strange. He rarely gets off the carriage. In the past few days he hasn't gotten off the carriage at all. I really don't know what he is doing. Of course, strange people have strange ways of doing things. If it wasn't for that beast tamer's help, who knows where we would be now. I like to hear that. Our young miss is kind enough to let that brat get on the carriage. The surrounding servants gathered in 2s and 3s, discussing in low voices. Especially when the young miss was mentioned, all of them had a look of admiration. Beside the forest, the convoy was in a circle, carrying large and small goods. It was the most common convoy in the Xianxia dynasty. Little Min, is that Master Xianghu still in the carriage? A soft voice came from a unique carriage. Outside the carriage, a girl in red opened the curtain and climbed up nimbly. I think I saw him get off the carriage just now. I don't know where he went. Little Min in red chattered, I think that brat is not that powerful. No matter how I look at it, it feels like he is lying. Little Min, you are talking nonsense again. In the carriage, a girl in white sat. Her eyes were like autumn water and her brows were like willow leaves. She gave off a peaceful feeling. Master Xianghu has helped us a lot. If you dare to talk nonsense in the future, I will marry you off. Little Min realized that she had said something wrong. She pouted and said pitifully, Young miss, I said something wrong. This servant will go and see if Master Xianghu is back. When Wuxia shook her head, this little girl? Who was Master Xianghu? He was Lin Fei, the one who had played a trick. He wanted to try his luck. That day, his luck was good and he met a convoy heading to the Xianxia dynasty's imperial capital. After curing the demon beast, he made up an excuse to join the convoy and go to the Xianxia dynasty's imperial capital for free. I've rested for a few days. Let's have a good meal tonight. Lin Fei returned from the outside with a low-level rabbit demon in his hand. It was similar to the wild rabbits on Earth, but it was much larger in size. When he held it in his hand, it weighed no less than 50 kilograms. Returning to the forest, Lin Fei quickly cleaned up the rabbit demons. At the same time, he found a large pile of dry firewood and roasted it on the fire. Lin Fei was very good at barbecuing. As the rabbit demon was constantly being rotated, its color gradually changed. Soon its color turned from tender yellow to golden yellow. Lin Fei took out a knife and cut a hole in the rabbit demon's body. At the same time, he took out the seasonings he found in the Demon Beast mountain range and sprinkled them on. Sizzle, sizzle. As the golden yellow meat oil dripped down, the firewood below shot up. I can eat to my heart's content this time. The little thing at the side was also drooling. It looked like it couldn't wait to take a bite. As for the other King Kong, it was also very excited at this time. It was no different from dancing. It smells so good. Soon the people in the camp smelled the fragrance. The people who were making dinner subconsciously sniffed because the smell was too fragrant. They couldn't help but want to take a bite. When they saw that it was Master Xianghu who was barbecuing, they helplessly suppressed the desire in their hearts. When they looked at the things they were burning, they immediately lost their appetite. They hated that they didn't have the skills of the other party. Master Xianghu, I didn't expect that you not only know how to deal with monsters, but also know how to barbecue. Your skills are really good. While Lin Fei was focused on barbecuing, a person walked over from the side. Hearing this voice, he didn't raise his head and focused on staring. Because from the beginning he didn't like this person called Lei Wei. As for not liking him, there was no reason at all. Lin Fei was such a person. If he didn't like him, he didn't like him. His impression of him was very bad. Lei Wei had a gloomy aura on him. Since he continuously comprehended the wind and metal concepts, Lin Fei liked freedom more and more. It seemed that that was his true self. On Earth he had to be busy every day. There was a mountain pressing down on his head all the time. It was suffocating. Life was very tiring and depressing. After being reborn in the mysterious heavenly continent, Lin Fei gradually let go of himself. He had a hot-blooded impulse to walk the martial world with his sword. Perhaps this was a man's dream. Lin Fei was very satisfied with his life now. He didn't need to flatter others, he didn't need to act according to others' wishes, he didn't need to worry about his life, he didn't need to worry about time. He was carefree. Mystic cultivators had a lifespan of 200 years. Mystic cultivators had a lifespan of 300 years. Every martial artist didn't need to worry about time. Lin Fei was still barbecuing the meat, ignoring Lei Wei. Lei Wei, who was beside him, had already shown his displeasure. If it wasn't for others being here, he would definitely teach this kid a lesson. A mere monster beast master was really not worthy of Lei Wei's attention. Kid, I'm giving you face by calling you Master Xianghu. Don't think that being a monster beast master is a great job. Lei Wei's face darkened. I'm giving you face by barbecuing the meat. As long as I'm happy, I'll arrange a good position for you in the capital. It's just a matter of a word. Lei Wei had indeed taken a fancy to the fragrant barbecued meat. He thought that once he asked, the kid would definitely send the meat over and curry favor with him. Fortunately, he could find a good job in the capital. When the time came, he could make Miss Wen happy. That would be just a matter of a word. Unexpectedly, this kid didn't know what was good for him. Lin Fei didn't even look at him. If you want to eat it, just find someone to cook it for you. I don't even have enough barbecued meat for myself. Lei Wei almost spat out a mouthful of blood. If I could cook it, why would I come to you? How much is the barbecued meat? I'll buy it. That should be enough, right? Lei Wei said, 10 low-grade mystic spirit stones should be enough, right? 10 low-grade mystic spirit stones for barbecued meat. Anyone who heard that would immediately sell the meat. It wasn't easy to find such a rich man. Lin Fei shook his head. Not selling. 50 low-grade mystic spirit stones. Lei Wei said again. Not selling. Lei Wei said fiercely. 100 low-grade mystic spirit stones. Lin Fei turned around. I said I'm not selling. If you really want to buy it, bring me 100,000 low-grade mystic spirit stones. Otherwise, scram as far as you can. Don't hinder me from barbecuing. Lei Wang was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. A normal beast tamer dared to talk back to him. He wanted to slap this guy to death. He kept telling himself, don't be angry, don't be angry. A bastard isn't worth getting angry over. You've got guts. Let's wait and see. Lei Wei left in a huff. Lin Fei continued to focus on barbecuing. So pretentious. The two guys on the ground nodded. Their gazes quickly landed on the barbecued meat. Humph, humph. You want to use my barbecued meat to please that young lady? Do you really think I don't know? Lin Fei sneered in his heart. These are all tricks I played a long time ago. I didn't expect to embarrass myself in front of him. But then again, that chick is really pretty. Quiet and gentle, especially those long legs. Hee hee, Miss Wen, I asked someone to make this. Do you want to try it? Outside the carriage, Lei Wei held a plate in his hand and tried to curry favor with Wuxia. Wuxia walked down in a white dress with a faint smile on her face. Like the warm winter sun, she warmed people's hearts. Thank you. Wuxia said politely. Then she couldn't help but sniff. She made a very cute gesture and walked over. Despicable brat. Lei Wei held the plate and the situation became awkward. He hated that brat to death. You're a beast tamer. Why did you have to learn to barbecue? Is this bullying? Lei Wei hated himself. Why didn't he learn this skill back then? Miss, that's Master Xianghu barbecuing. Little Min giggled. It smells so good. Wuxia smiled. Little girl, you're hungry again. Little Min curled her lips. No way. Wuxia smiled but didn't say anything. Master Xianghu. Am I disturbing your barbecue? After smelling the fragrance that appeared next to him, Lin Fei regretted choosing this place. Wasn't this clearly looking for trouble? I don't mind. Lin Fei smiled. How could Lin Fei refuse a pretty girl? Besides, when Miss Wen walked over, he knew that young Master Lei Wei probably hated him to death. He had to admit that Wuxia was very pretty. Her name was also very good. Any man wouldn't mind having a pretty girl sitting next to them. It was pleasing to the eyes when they were bored. After when Wuxia sat down, she found that Master Xiangmu was immersed in the barbecue business again. She couldn't help but feel a little dissatisfied. Although she wasn't a peerless beauty and would attract attention everywhere she went, she seemed to lose her beauty in front of Master Xiangmu. Am I really that ugly? Am I not as good as the barbecue? The ancients said that women were a very special kind of animal. When people paid attention to them, they would think that they were there for their looks. When people didn't pay attention, they would worry about their gains and losses. Am I not pretty? Don't they have the urge to take a look? That was when Wuxia's mentality. Lin Fei focused on the barbecue. When Wuxia watched quietly in front of the fire. It's time to eat. When Lin Fei saw Wuxia's expression, his heart skipped a beat. When did he offend Miss Wen? Before his rebirth, Lin Fei spent a lot of effort on women. Therefore, when he saw Wuxia's expression, he vaguely felt a murderous aura. This murderous aura was not the aura of a killer, but a woman's unique aura. Miss Wen, look at you. You must be hungry. Try my barbecue. You probably haven't tried it before. This kind of barbecue requires concentration, otherwise it will lose its flavor. Chapter 262. Ever since that night's barbecue, Lin Fei and Wuxia had become much closer. Of course, this was a very bad thing in someone's eyes, and he hated Lin Fei to death. In the blink of an eye, 7 days had passed in the Tianhai dynasty. They were not far from the imperial capital of the Tianhai dynasty, 3 days at most. If Lin Fei used his movement skills, he would not need so much time. After spending so much time in the Monster Mountain range, he naturally wanted to enjoy himself. There was no need to rush to the market. At noon on this day, the convoy was traveling on the official road. Lin Fei sat in the carriage. It was very spacious, but it was enough for him alone. For him, a place to sleep was enough. The carriage did not need too much space. These days, Lin Fei was in a very good mood. In the past, Lin Fei had not had a good night's sleep. Ever since he was in the Tianhai dynasty, he could at least sleep until he woke up naturally every day. However, these happy days only lasted for a few days. When he reached the Tianhai dynasty, he would not have such free time anymore. It was not a good thing to have a good night's sleep. Hey, why is there a murderous aura ahead? Lin Fei, who had been condensing his spiritual power, suddenly opened his eyes. Ever since he could control 72 long swords, Lin Fei's spiritual power had increased a lot, and his perception had also expanded. Originally, a mystic adept's perception was only about 1 or 2 li. Lin Fei's perception was especially strong, and could extend to about 15 li. This number surprised even Lin Fei himself. Later, he asked about it and found that everyone's range was 1 or 2 li. 3 or 4 li was considered strong and 15 li was very strong. Within a range of 15 li, Lin Fei could immediately see everything clearly with a single thought. Looking at the number of people, they seemed to be waiting for something. Could it be Miss Wen's convoy? Lin Fei frowned. From the looks of it, it doesn't seem like it. I'd better stay inside. If it's really for Miss Wen, I'll help her if I can. Consider it my thanks for the journey. Then Lin Fei closed his eyes again. There weren't many people on the official road at noon. When Wuxia's convoy was particularly eye-catching on the official road. When the caravan entered the range, the sound of something breaking through the air could be heard, heading straight for Wuxia's group. Swish, swish, swish. Dense black spots fell like rain. Not good. Someone is ambushing us. Surround them, surround them. After a brief moment of panic, the people in the convoy immediately made arrangements. They seemed to be familiar with this scene and were professionals. Although they were all very calm, this time they had encountered people who were well prepared. Many of the martial artists in the caravan were shot dead in the first wave, and there were more than 10 corpses on the official road. After the first wave of sneak attacks, the thieves gained the upper hand. The Wen family's carriages had already surrounded the city like an iron bucket. The guards and servants were all armed and on guard. As soon as the Wen family's troops charged forward, they would immediately counterattack. Haha, as expected of the Wen family's convoy. You can remain so calm even after being ambushed by us. On the official road, the convoy of the Wen family was surrounded. A middle-aged man who looked like a scholar appeared in front of the Wen clan's convoy on a profounder realm demon beast. Boss, we're rich this time. Look at how beautiful that girl is. Let's take her back and make her our wife. Look at those 2 long legs. She'll definitely be very happy in bed. Hee hee hee. The subordinates behind the middle-aged man chimed in. When Wuxia stood on the carriage. Beside her was an old man who stood quietly beside her. Who are you people? The one who spoke was not Wen Wuxia, but the arrogant Lei Wei. Lin Fei, who had been in the carriage all along, could not help but want to laugh. How could they be good people if they were ambushed halfway? Why would a good person ambush them? Lin Fei was indeed surprised. Those people were ambushing when Wuxia's convoy. Looks like I don't have to do anything this time. With that old man here, that guy is really something. Lin Fei closed his eyes again. Lei Wei glanced at the carriage behind him complacently. When he saw that the guy did not get off, he could not help but sneer. What a coward. This time it's my turn to stand out. Let's see how you're going to steal my limelight. Aha, we thought you were the bad guys. The middle-aged man laughed. Your Wen clan's convoy is so rich that it's leaking oil. Fei Tianying will definitely rip you off. Lei Wei also laughed. Fei Tianying, who do you think you are? Do you know who I am? I am the Lei clan's young master. If you know what's good for you, get lost and I will let you off. If you insist on going the wrong way, I will send out all the experts of the Lei clan to destroy your village. Unbeknownst to the Wen clan, when they heard this name, their expressions changed. Even when Wuxia frowned. Fei Tianying laughed wildly and stared at Lei Wei. You can wear out iron shoes in fruitless search, but what you've found without even looking for it. Your Lei clan has always been at odds with the 18 clans. Today I will kill you and send your head back. I wonder what your Lei clan head will look like. Yes. Lei Wei's expression changed and his legs began to tremble. You are, from the 18 clans. Fei Tianying said, are you afraid now? You're just a young master of the Lei clan. Even if I kill you, your Lei clan won't dare to do anything. Do it. Kill? Kill them and go back to play with women. Kill them all, the more you kill, the more you get. The bandits outside all moved and charged towards the Wen clan's convoy. Defend. Don't let them get in. Young master of the Lei clan, I will kill you first, then I will deal with them. Fei Tianying flew out from his mount and grabbed towards Lei Wei with his black hands. Space-tearing claw. Sila, Lei Wei's face was full of shock and his body was covered in blood. At the crucial moment, his underling went up to block the attack and was instantly killed. Uncle Guan, please take action. When Wuxia's face turned solemn. Don't worry, Mississippi, the old man beside her nodded lightly. The 18 clans are just a group of bandits. This old servant will go and kill Fei Tianying now, then they will be a group of dragons without a leader. Sky-piercing spear art. The old man flew out and his mystic adept great perfection aura pressed over like a pressure. At the same time, the long spear in his hand stabbed towards Fei Tianying. Come on. Fei Tianying gave up on dealing with Lei Wei and turned towards the old man. Space-tearing claw. A black light shot out. Dang dang dang. The two of them instantly clashed and the sound of metal clashing could be heard continuously. Lin Fei opened his eyes again. Through his perception he could see clearly, the Wen clan's strength is not bad. As long as this Fei Tianying is killed, the group of dragons will be without a leader and will naturally disperse. I wonder where these 18 clans came from, but they seem to be very powerful. Lei Wei's legs trembled in fear when he heard about the 18 clans. In the past, when he was in Guiyuan City, he thought that his clan was very powerful. Only when he was outside did he realize what it meant to be a frog in a well. A mystic adept great perfection expert was enough to wipe out their entire clan. If I'm free, I can go and understand these 18 clans. They seem to be of a large scale and I can earn some experience. Unknowingly, an idea popped up in Lin Fei's mind. No, there's still an ambush. Lin Fei was in a daze for a moment. When he looked outside, the situation had changed drastically. The two people who were initially in a stalemate had now won. Old Guan's chest was pierced by 2 sharp arrows and the tail of the arrows was still swaying. At the same time, a sharp claw came down and sent him flying. He was at a complete disadvantage. Guan Mingchang, we've known about your Wen clan expert for a long time. In order to deal with you, I invited you Guang, who is known as the Heavenly Arrow. Sure enough, you fell for it. Fei Tianying laughed as if his scheme had succeeded. You Guang, you're not dead. Guan Mingchang's breathing was weak as he spat out these 2 words with difficulty. Guan Mingchang, you old thing. How was the taste of those 2 arrows? It's a pity that I didn't kill you on the spot. A figure flew out from the forest with a longbow in his hand. It was obviously a lower-grade spiritual treasure. However, on Yu Guang's face, there was a scar that looked like a centipede, which made him look very ferocious. Yu Guang raised his hand and the arrows fell. A few more people were sent flying and killed on the spot. How can I die if you're not dead? Yu Guang stood on the roof of the carriage and said coldly, however, I know that you'll die before me this time. Uncle Guan, eat it quickly. When Wuxia quickly took out a pill and wanted to feed it to Uncle Guan. Miss, leave quickly. No one here can stop the 2 of them if they join hands. This old servant has disappointed you. Guan Mingchang struggled to stand up. He spat out a few mouthfuls of blood again and his face turned pale. Fei Tianying laughed. You Guang, let's attack together and kill them first. There's no need to kill Miss Wen. Such a good thing, if we send it to the higher-ups they will definitely be happy. Yu Guang nodded. Split up and kill without mercy. Guan Mingchang, you old thing. I'll send you to hell now and let you see my brothers who were killed by you. Yu Guang raised his hand and shot out a cold arrow. It was shot out from the hands of a mystic adept late-stage martial artist. This arrow was fast and urgent. It seemed like it was going to shoot a big hole in the void. Leave quickly. Guan Mingchang pushed with one hand and when Wuxia was sent flying. I hate killing people halfway. Clank. With a shio sound, the arrow that was speeding forward broke into two. It lost its power and fell to the ground at the side. Soon after, a lazy voice rang out. Not far away, Lin Fei was holding Wen Wuxia. Miss Wen, are you all right? Wen Wuxia was sent flying. She did not expect to fall into someone's embrace. Her face turned red almost to the back of her ears. I'm fine. Then can you come down? When Wuxia realized that she had accidentally hugged Master Shuangmu like an octopus, she quickly let go and her face was so red that water could be squeezed out. Stand at the back. Fighting and killing isn't something you women can play with. When Wuxia was stunned and did not understand. Guan Mingchang, who was about to self-destruct, could not help but show a surprised look when he saw the young man who stood out. Mrs. Save this time. Brat, was it you who spoiled my plan just now? Yu Guang said angrily. His killing move was broken. Of course he was very unhappy. If you can't find a second one then it should be me. Lin Fei said with a smile, leave by yourself before I get angry. Then die. 6-star sky arrow. Yu Guang pulled the bow. He did not use an arrow but directly turned it into an arrow with his true essence. Swoosh, 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 6 streams of light flew up, down, left and right towards Lin Fei's vital parts. Your archery is not bad. Previously, there was an expert who forced me to use my full strength. Unfortunately, you are not qualified now. A disdainful voice suddenly appeared behind Yu Guang. Out of the corner of his eye, he felt a cool breeze. Then his vision turned black and he fell from the sky. He died in a daze, not knowing what happened. Lin Fei turned his eyes and fell on Fei Tianying. Fei Tianying's heart jumped, and he was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat. How could Yu Guang die like this? Yu Guang, a mystic master in the late stage, had endless power in his archery. He had killed countless mystic masters in the late stage and peak stage. The scene in front of him kept shaking in his mind. Space-tearing claw. Yellow upper-grade martial art. In front of so many subordinates, how could Fei Tianying be willing to leave? He thought that Yu Guang was killed by a sneak attack. Fighting head-on might not be that powerful but it could kill a brat. When Wuxia, Guan Mingchang and even Lei Wei who was hiding behind the carriage were all dumbfounded. How could that demonic beast tamer be an expert? The most shocked one was Guan Mingchang. Yu Guang's archery was superior in terms of speed. He was injured because he could not dodge in time. That Master Shuangmu seemed to have taken less than a breath's time. Shatter. Lin Fei pointed out with both of his hands, and the metal intent was shattered. The true essence claw smashed into pieces, but the momentum did not stop. It landed on Yu Guang's body, and the huge metal intent shattered Fei Tianying's body. The defense of the Vajra God ape was strong, but the Fei Tianying was similar. How could his body resist the endless metal intent? Not good, the boss is dead. Everyone run. The boss was dead and so was the helper. The people below were scared out of their wits and they lost the will to fight. They turned around and ran. Like the wind. A wind-like aura swept towards them. These subordinates were only at the mystic realm. Facing the sword art that contained the intent, they could not resist at all and fell to the ground. Lin Fei did not want to offend the 18 clans at the moment. Dead. They are all dead. Didn't they die a little too fast? The guards and servants of the one clan were all dumbfounded. They did not even know how they were killed. This speed. Those who looked down on Lin Fei before were all glad that they did not find trouble with him. Otherwise, if he wanted to kill them, it would be as easy as killing a chicken. Lin Fei took the inferior grade spirit treasure bow and arrow, and obtained a pair of gloves from the other Fei Tianying. Inferior grade spirit treasure, it could increase one's attack power, which was why the heaven-splitting claw was so powerful. After obtaining 2 inferior grade spirit treasures, Lin Fei was in a good mood. The leaders of the 18 clans all had inferior grade spirit treasures. If he could sweep them all, there should be a lot of spirit treasures, right? Chapter 263. Silence reigned. Absolute silence, a silence that had never been seen before. The Eagle King and Yu Guang, in the eyes of Master Shuangmu, were killed in mere moments. They couldn't even hold on for long. More importantly, this Master Shuangmu didn't look very old. No one expected him to be so powerful that he could kill without leaving a trace. Lin Fei knew what was going on when he saw the expressions on everyone's faces. He saw fear and admiration in their eyes. It should be said that fear was the majority. This was definitely the state of mind when facing a strong opponent. In the Xianxia continent, strength was the most important thing regardless of age. Of course, if there was a difference in strength, it would be the younger ones. Master Shuangmu was young. If he hadn't acted today, they would have taken him as an ordinary monster beast master, not a master. It seems I should go. Seeing their expressions, Lin Fei knew he couldn't stay. It was only a day or two away from the imperial capital of the Tianhai dynasty. At his speed, it would take him about a day to get there. He had memorized the general location when he came, so he could find the imperial capital without any guidance. I didn't expect you to be so secretive, Master Shuangmu. When Wuxia came up and looked at Lin Fei with a complicated expression. Lin Fei looked at Wen Wuxia's resentful eyes, and his heart softened. Whether it was on Earth or in the Xiantian continent, when facing girls, his attitude was always like this. He subconsciously rubbed his chin. Actually, I didn't do it on purpose. When Wuxia didn't believe him, of course. I still have to thank you. Without your help, our caravan might have been wiped out. Lin Fei said, if you think of me as a friend, then you don't have to thank me. Friends shouldn't treat each other like strangers, don't you think? When Wuxia chuckled and blinked. Of course you are my friend. I'm very happy to have a friend like you. I was wondering if you deliberately took our caravan? Lin Fei noticed that when Wuxia's face blushed after saying this. His heart skipped a beat. This girl, is she imagining things? You think too much. I really have something to do. Lin Fei didn't expect this girl to be so smart. She could even guess it. He wouldn't admit it even if he was beaten to death. Thank you for saving us, young hero. The entire Wen clan is eternally grateful. Guan Mingchang was supported by someone. His face was still pale, but he looked much better than before. It seemed like he had taken some healing pills. Lin Fei was really afraid that when Wuxia would guess something. Back then, in order to find a guide, he had deliberately done this. It was definitely not an honorable thing to do, so when Guan Mingchang interjected, Lin Fei was naturally happy. Women are shrewd creatures. Lin Fei smiled and said, this is what I should do. Guan Mingchang did not dare to be arrogant, especially when facing an expert who had killed the soaring Eagle King and Yu Guang in the blink of an eye. Young hero, if there's nothing else, why don't we go together? I believe that Grandmaster Shuangmu will know many things about the imperial capital. I'm not good at other places, but I'm quite familiar with the situation in the imperial capital. Guan Mingchang was indeed experienced. He actually saw a hint of leaving in Lin Fei's eyes. Lin Fei was slightly stunned, but he quickly recovered. Since Uncle Guan has said so, I won't stand on ceremony. The corpses on the official road were quickly cleaned up. The injured members of the Wen clan were all carried to the car, and the corpses were to be brought back to the imperial capital. As for the heads of the two experts, they were all chopped off. This was because the imperial capital had a bounty for the people of the 18 clans. If the heads were brought back and handed in, they could get a lot of profound spirit stones. Hearing that there was such a thing, Lin Fei of course did not stand on ceremony and naturally took the profound spirit stones. Now Lin Fei's pocket was empty, and there were not many low-grade profound spirit stones left. There were only 10,000 mid-grade profound spirit stones, which was equivalent to 100,000 low-grade profound spirit stones. Now that there was an opportunity to offer a bounty, Lin Fei would not miss it. Who cared about the 18 clans? If they really dared to come to his door, he did not mind sending them all as bounties. The official road was quickly cleaned up, and the convoy had an additional group of demonic beasts. If they were brought to the imperial capital, they could be sold for a good price. Apart from the smell of blood, almost no one knew that there had been an ambush here. That night, Lin Fei woke up from his cultivation. In the battle during the day, he had obtained a lot of pure essence pills. Unfortunately, they were all low-grade pure essence pills, which were the most widely traded elixirs. The two of them had about 10,000 on them, so Lin Fei naturally would not stand on ceremony and exchanged all the pure essence pills for elixirs. The Wen clan did not want the two inferior-grade spirit treasures, and they had no intention of mentioning them at all. Lin Fei also accepted them without standing on ceremony. It should be possible to exchange them for tens of thousands to 100,000 pure essence pills. Although pure essence pills were not as good as superior grade pure essence pills, they were quite good for trading. Hey, what are they doing? Lin Fei subconsciously released his perception. Soon he heard a conversation. The people talking were Wen Ruxue and the injured Guan Mingchang. Miss, the 18 clans have made a move on our Wen clan. We were going to invite some experts back, but we didn't expect them to be out traveling. This time, our Wen clan is not as good as 10 years ago. Judging from the voice, it should be Guan Mingchang's. Lin Fei thought to himself that something was wrong. What did the 18 clans mean by making a move on them? Today's incident must have something to do with the Li clan. They all want to raise our position. The Flying Eagle King and Yu Guang should be the people they contacted. This voice belonged to Wen Ruxue. Her tone was filled with murderous intent, unlike before. Lin Fei lowered his head and pondered. Could it be that the Li clan they are talking about is the Li clan that attacked me? Let me continue to listen to what is going on. From the looks of it, it seems that something has happened to the clan. In the carriage, the two continued to talk. The ancestor of the Li family suffered a great loss at the hands of the ancestor of the Wen family. Ever since then he has been holding a grudge against the Wen family. Until now, the position of the Wen family is in jeopardy. If we are pushed out of the top 10 merchant groups and lose this position, it will be a huge blow to the Wen family. Guan Mingchang said worriedly, the only thing we can do is to fight for the position this year and try to block the Li clan's attack. This way we will have the right to continue sitting on this position. Wen Ruxue said, the Li clan has many experts. We originally invited a few experts but now we can't invite anyone. It should be that the Li clan bribed them. They want us to completely lose our position. Miss, if you are willing to help, don't we have a ready-made one in front of us? Guan Mingchang said. Wen Ruxue had a complicated look. You are talking about Master Xiangmu? Guan Mingchang nodded. With Master Xiangmu's strength, even I am not his opponent. The Li clan has many geniuses but I think they are definitely not Master Xiangmu's opponent. My guess is that Master Xiangmu's strength should be at Mystic Spirit Realm. In the carriage, the atmosphere became silent. Mystic Spirit Realm? Wen Ruxue was also shocked. Are you sure? This old servant's eyes are not so bad that I can't see it. But will he agree? Wen Ruxue said with a conflicted look. On the other side, Lin Fei was speechless. How did things get dragged into this? Why did it have to be him? This, if you marry him it's possible. Lin Fei touched his chin and thought naughtily. Guan Mingchang sighed, it would be fine if our previous clan leader was here. At least the Li clan didn't push us too far. Wen Ruxue said, clan leader Wen Tianwei? Apart from the old clan leader, the other clan leaders are not as strong as clan leader Wen Tianwei in terms of strength and influence. Guan Mingchang sighed again, if we can invite Master Xiangmu to help, our Wen clan will have a chance of winning. Wen Tianwei? Lin Fei's face changed, a name appeared in his mind. Damn, it can't be so coincidental, right? This time he came to Tianhai Dynasty not only to find trouble with the Li clan, but also to help Uncle Master Zhang Wen check on the person he mentioned. Wen Tianwei was his target this time. Uncle Master Zhang Wen had said before he left that if Lin Fei had the time, he should go to Tianhai Dynasty to check on Wen Tianwei, saying that the kid used to be an in-name disciple. If it wasn't for the fact that he had to go back to support the clan, he would have become a Mystic King expert in terms of talent. When Lin Fei first heard the name of the convoy on the official road, he didn't pay much attention to it. After all, he wouldn't associate the name with Wen Tianwei. But when he heard the name Wen Tianwei and associated it with Uncle Master Zhang Wen's words, he undoubtedly had an idea. Could this Wen Tianwei be the Wen Tianwei that Uncle Master Zhang Wen mentioned? Lin Fei couldn't help but recall. Uncle Master Zhang Wen said that Wen Tianwei is the successor of a certain clan, so it's very likely that he is the clan leader of the Wen clan. Uncle Master Zhang Wen said that it's been a long time since Wen Tianwei became the clan leader of the Wen clan. Wen Tianwei is very talented. If he focused on his cultivation, it's hard to say that he wouldn't become a Mystic King expert by now. In conclusion, it's very likely that this Wen Tianwei is an in-name disciple of Uncle Master Zhang Wen. After a series of conclusions, Lin Fei was certain that this Wen Tianwei was the clan leader of the Wen clan. If he wasn't careful, he would bump into someone from the Wen clan. If this was outside, Lin Fei wouldn't mind laughing out loud. My luck is too good. Why didn't I think that Wen Tianwei is the clan leader of the Wen clan? Fortunately. Lin Fei was glad that he didn't leave earlier. Otherwise, his efforts would have been in vain. Wen Ruxue is Wen Tianwei's descendant, so she can be of help. As for the Li clan, you can't blame me for being impolite since you're the one who bumped into me. Chapter 264. Master Xiangmu, can I have a word with you? Lin Fei quickly retracted his perception. Lin Fei didn't think too much about what happened after that. He knew what was going on. As expected, when Wuxia came. Sure. Lin Fei alighted from the carriage and saw when Wuxia standing outside eagerly. He didn't even need to think to know what was going on. Do you mind taking a walk with me? When Wuxia blushed under the night sky. However, it was hard to notice if one didn't pay attention. The two of them walked into the forest at the side. At this moment, the guards and servants acted as if they didn't see anything. They didn't dare to say anything to an expert who could kill a mystic adept in the great perfection and mystic adept realm. At this moment they looked like a perfect match. Bitch, you bitch. Behind a carriage, Lei Wei grabbed the door of the carriage. Veins popped out on his palm as he stared at the two with hatred in his eyes. A crack appeared on the sturdy door. Slut, I've chased you from the imperial capital of the Tianhai dynasty for 3 whole months, but you've never smiled at me and you've never promised me anything. It's only been a few days and you want to seduce a young man? You're an old cow eating young grass. You're a slut and you've got a stinking brat. You're just a little stronger, but damn it, how dare you try to seduce a slut. Ka. The door was torn apart, leaving a pile of sawdust on the ground like fallen leaves. Lei Wei's eyes moved. Bitch, you forced me to do this. Originally, I was prepared to help your one clan. But now, I want your one clan to be destroyed. You'll lose your position as the head merchant and your one clan will soon become a nobody. Lei Wei's eyes moved. And that stinking brat, you've offended the 18 clans. You won't have an easy time either. I believe that after you're targeted by the 18 clans, how long can you be proud of yourself? I'll let you two be proud for now. In the forest, under the moonlight, it was bright and gentle. Master Xiangmu, thank you so much for today. When Wuxia rarely hung out with men. Even though the man in front of her didn't look very old, he still made her feel flustered. As a young lady of the One Clan and living in the imperial city, she had seen all kinds of handsome men and geniuses. She did not feel anything for anyone without a powerful background. Only this time, for some unknown reason, he was actually moved by it. That elegant movement. That sharp attack. That lazy smile under his eyes. No matter which one it was, it gave Wuxia an unforgettable feeling. She would often think of it. It's just a small matter, don't worry about it. If you have to thank me for everything, I think you'll be very tired. Lin Fei turned his head and said with a smile, in my opinion, just keep your gratitude in your heart. When Wuxia looked a little embarrassed. I'll remember it. Lin Fei sat down on a stone. Don't stand there. Sit down and talk. Don't you think it's more comfortable to sit down? When Wuxia suddenly found that it was actually very easy to talk to Master Xiangmu. At least, he didn't have that domineering feeling, and he didn't keep bragging about his achievements, hoping that everyone would know about it so as to expand his influence. Are you going to the imperial city to play or? When Wuxia asked tentatively, thinking about how to bring it up. For some reason, when Wuxia couldn't bring herself to say it. She always felt a little uncomfortable, as if she shouldn't ask for help. But on the other hand, the appearance of Master Xiangmu brought her hope. This hope was related to the future development of the clan. There was an unusual contradiction between the two. Lin Fei said with a smile, I heard that there are beauties in the imperial city of the Tianhai dynasty. I'm actually going to see beauties. What kind of beauties are there in the imperial city? I don't believe it. Suddenly, when Wuxia burst into laughter. Lin Fei said seriously, I haven't arrived in the imperial city yet, but I've already seen a beauty. There are indeed beauties in the imperial city. I can already imagine it. When Wuxia was slightly stunned. She pursed her lips and said with a smile, you must have hit on many beauties with this excuse, right? Lin Fei said modestly, actually you're the first. Look at me. Would I keep hitting on beauties? When Wuxia nodded, I believe you will often hit on beauties. Lin Fei couldn't help but say with a smile, thank you for your confidence. I think I need to be arrogant. Actually, I have nothing to do in the imperial city. I just want to walk around and experience life. When Wuxia looked at Lin Fei and bit her rosy lips, Master Xiangmu, you've done our one family a big favor today. If Master Xiangmu doesn't have anything else to do, I wonder if you can do us a favor? Our one family will give you something you'll be satisfied with. After saying this, she seemed uneasy. When Wuxia had rarely asked for help in her life. It should be said that this was the first time she went to ask for help. When Lin Fei got off the carriage, he knew that when Wuxia was looking for him to ask for help. He didn't expect that when Wuxia would feel pressured by his words. She didn't say it until now. Miss Wen, such a beautiful woman, how could I? Lin Fei kept her in suspense. Refuse. She agreed so easily? When Wuxia couldn't hide the excitement on her face. For a long time, this matter had been a big pressure on Wuxia, especially when she went out to look for experts and was attacked by the 18 families. She was almost wiped out. You agreed? When Wuxia stood up excitedly, then realized that she was too excited. Lin Fei also stood up. Actually, I've been in contact with your patriarch, Wen Tianwei. This time I'll definitely help you. When Wuxia sucked in a breath of cold air. You know my great-grandpa? Lin Fei said with a smile. It seems that we're fated. It's late, let's go back. Ah. By the time when Wuxia reacted, Lin Fei had already walked out. Grandfather's friend? When Wuxia fell into a state of confusion. But why haven't I heard that grandfather has such a young friend? Ever since the ambush on the official road. The One Clan's convoy didn't encounter the attacks of the 18 families again. It was as if they had stopped all activities. They didn't even encounter the mountain bandits that often appeared. They arrived at the capital of the Tianhai dynasty safely. The capital was bigger than Lin Fei imagined. It was filled with a grand atmosphere. History had left a deep historical aura in this capital. A majestic aura that belonged to the capital enveloped the sky above the capital. Master Xiangmu, this is the capital of the Tianhai dynasty. Guan Mingqiang stood beside Lin Fei respectfully, without any of the prestige of a mystic adept great perfection. Those are all trade caravans. This is the most common type of trade caravans in the capital. Our One Clan is also one of them. Lin Fei looked at the imperial capital, and a strange feeling welled up in his heart. It was a powerful presence. No wonder the palace of the capital is a place where experts gather. The rumors are true. Lin Fei thought to himself, I wonder what I will gain from this trip. Lin Fei returned to the carriage. The One Clan's convoy passed through the city gates. After entering the capital, a unique aura hit him in the face. The wide streets were bustling with people. If he was in Mountain River City, he would feel that the place was huge. When he arrived at the capital of the Tianhai dynasty, Lin Fei felt as if he was walking from a village to a big city. Even though this was the capital, there were no tall buildings or traffic, but the experts on the streets couldn't be compared to Mountain River City. In just a short while, Lin Fei saw more than 10 mystic adept experts in the carriage. Among them, there were 2 mystic adept great perfection experts. As for those low-level martial artists and mystic realm martial artists, they could be seen everywhere like cabbages. As expected of the capital, the number of experts is far from what a county city can compare to. No wonder the experts from the families in the capital are so powerful. This was the first time that Lin Fei saw the capital that he could see in history, and he felt very emotional. This was the real stage. What would the stage outside the dynasty be like? Lin Fei's thoughts drifted away as he thought about those big stages. Ah, what a terrifying aura. Suddenly Lin Fei frowned, and a rare look of shock appeared on his face. He opened the curtains and looked out. He could vaguely see the eaves at the end of the street, which exuded a grand atmosphere. Could this be the palace? Even though he couldn't see the whole scene, just a corner was enough to give Lin Fei a huge shock. Other than the palace, there seemed to be no other place that could have such a strong aura. Lin Fei thought that he was strong, but under that aura, his spirit was about to collapse. Fortunately, that aura was not aimed at Lin Fei. Such a domineering aura, only the palace had the ability to do so. The palace is full of crouching tigers and hidden dragons. No wonder the novels often say that the palace is the most terrifying place. If a small dynasty is already so powerful, what about the capital of a medium dynasty, super dynasty, or even a dynasty? Lin Fei didn't dare to continue thinking and couldn't help but clench his fists. One day in the future, I will ignore these palaces and walk in openly. The carriage went round and round on the street. About an hour later, the One family's carriage stopped in front of a mansion, which showed how big the capital was. When Wuxia's carriage appeared in front of the gate of the One family, another carriage also appeared on the other side. Judging from the scale, the two were similar. Ha, isn't this Sister Wuxia? A white-robed man came down from the opposite carriage and said in a strange tone. At this time, when Wuxia also came down from the carriage. When she saw the man, she showed a look of disgust. Master Xiangmu, how do we get in? After saying that, she wanted to bring someone in. Chapter 265. The man in white's words made the people around him stop. Because they were all from the One family. As a family, internal problems couldn't be ignored. Every family had problems. The bigger the family, the more serious the internal problems. If there was a powerful clan leader, then they would be able to suppress the internal problems and there would not be any problems. However, if the clan leader could not suppress the internal problems, then the internal problems would reach an uncontrollable level. Many clans had perished because of this, unable to rise again and becoming inferior clans. The One family was the same. This problem had been around for a long time. The man in white was a collateral disciple, Wuxia. He was considered outstanding among the collateral disciples. There was an unwritten rule in the One family. Once a collateral disciple became outstanding, he would be qualified to be a merchant and have a position in the family. Wuxia was such a collateral disciple. Ever since he was qualified, this collateral disciple suddenly gained influence. Although the influence wasn't great, it was different from before when they couldn't speak. The One family was established by doing business. Otherwise, they wouldn't have become a member of the main merchant and obtained an absolute position. Therefore, the One family always raised talented people freely. This meant that they could fight with each other. As long as it wasn't a life-threatening situation, the higher-ups would turn a blind eye. It was because of this that the scene in the previous chapter happened. After the introduction of the collateral disciple, Wuxia. Then let's introduce Wuxia. Wuxia was a direct descendant and a business genius. She was young, but she already had a caravan. This caravan had a lot of power in the One family. The competition between the collateral disciples and the direct descendants had always been in conflict. This was because the direct descendants received a lot of resources from birth. They were better than the collateral disciples at the starting line. The collateral disciples, on the other hand, had limited resources and were constantly suppressed. It was very rare for the branch family disciples to have a genius disciple. Even if they did, they would immediately be suppressed by the direct disciples and be unable to rise again. Wuxia was a genius among the direct descendants, especially in business. She had always been hated by the other collateral disciples. Usually all sorts of sarcastic remarks were non-stop. Provocations were even more frequent. That was because everyone understood one thing. Stepping on a direct descendant disciple would undoubtedly allow the branch family disciples to be known by others. No one was surprised by this scene. It's none of your business. Wuxia's previous soft and weak demeanor was replaced by a very firm tone. Her long, shapely eyebrows were raised, and she had the aura of a woman. Lin Fei, who was standing to the side, was startled. Wuxia's change was too fast. He almost suspected that he had recognized the wrong person. Her aura had become so strong. She was a heroine. Wuxia smiled and said, "Sister Wuxia, don't be angry. I just want to remind you that in this day and age, there are all sorts of people pretending to be experts. You must not be deceived by them." His tone clearly said that Master Xianghu was a liar. Lin Fei had been shot even though he was lying down. What does this have to do with me? This is your internal problem. What's the point of dragging me into it? Is being young a mistake? At this time Lin Fei was very depressed. You don't have to act cool on me. If it was in the past, Lin Fei would definitely not be polite and go up to teach this brat a lesson. However, after what happened in the demonic Beast Mountain range, this scene was like watching a clown perform. A clown flaunting his strength. What was there to be angry about? Right now Lin Fei was watching a clown perform. Unfortunately, Wuxia did not know. She knew she would definitely hate Lin Fei to the core. Wuxia frowned and said, "You don't have to worry about this. Master Xianghu, let's go in." His tone changed and became polite. "Miss Wen, your internal department is full of such people. It's not good for the One family." Lin Fei shook his head and walked toward the door. "Brat, what did you say?" Wuxia was like a cat whose tail had been stepped on. She almost jumped up and looked at Lin Fei angrily as if she wanted to eat him up. It could be said that Lin Fei's action just now was really unintentional. In fact, Lin Fei wanted to say, "Why do you have to make things difficult for this kind of person? Aren't you making things difficult for yourself?" However, when the words were on the tip of his tongue, they became like this and changed their meaning. "Get out of my way." Seeing this pretentious person appear in front of him, Lin Fei's face darkened. Wuxia laughed and said, "This is my One family's door. I'm very unhappy now and I don't allow you to enter. What can you do to me? Hit me if you can. I want to see how powerful you, Master Xianghu, are." Lin Fei turned around and shrugged his shoulders at Wuxia. He looked helpless as he said, "Miss Wen, did you see that?" He said it himself. "I wasn't the one who wanted to hit him." Wuxia was also proud. She wanted to see how Wuxia would react. "He's ignorant. I hope you can be gentler." Wuxia felt disgusted as if he had eaten a fly. He thought he had heard wrongly. "What do you mean gentler? I'm an early mystic master." Lin Fei nodded and said, "No problem." As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Fei left a shadow and appeared in front of Wuxia. He sneered and said, "I've never seen such a lowly person like you." He waved his hand and slapped Wuxia's handsome face. "You," before he could finish his sentence, Wuxia was sent flying and crashed into the door. His face hit the door and he fell down. "You're courting death." Lin Fei appeared in front of that person again and slapped him again. 2 white teeth flew out. "I'm hitting you. You're the result of acting tough." 2 more slaps. The protective chi of a mystic adept realm expert couldn't withstand that slap at all and kept shattering. Wuxia was stunned. This kid actually dared to hit me. Unexpectedly, as soon as he said those fierce words, a few of his teeth were sent flying, especially his front teeth, which were directly turned into black holes. After slapping him left and right, Wuxia's face became like a pig's head. Those who didn't know would think that something had happened. Then he was thrown out and fell on the street. Luckily, this was the one family's mansion. There weren't many people coming and going. If this was the real street, he would have become famous and the news would have spread throughout the imperial capital. "Master Xiangmu, let's go inside." A hint of joy flashed in Wuxia's eyes as if she had vented her anger. She didn't even look at his miserable appearance. "Sai, there are so many shameless people in this world." He actually took the initiative to ask for a beating. "I thought I heard wrongly." Lin Fei shook his head and walked towards the door. The guards at the gate were all dumbfounded by this scene. Wuxia, who was at the initial mystic master, was beaten like a pig's head. This was too natural. They didn't dare to do anything to Lin Fei. Most importantly, everyone heard that Wuxia took the initiative to ask for a beating. Actually, they also wanted to laugh in their hearts. This young master of the collateral family seemed to have some problems in his head. Wuxia, "I won't." The latter part of his words became a leak. He couldn't even hear his own words. As for Wuxia's guards and servants, they couldn't help but burst into laughter. These guards and servants wouldn't have so many scruples against a collateral family disciple. That was because they were Wuxia's guards and servants. They weren't worried about what Wuxia would do. If he really dared to do it, Wuxia would be the first to suffer. "Why don't you say that I was reckless just now?" Wuxia arranged a small courtyard for Lin Fei. The area wasn't big, but it was much better than Mountain River City. Wuxia has always been frivolous. He deserved to be beaten. Wuxia didn't avoid it at all. "I wanted to beat him a long time ago. You helped me vent my anger." Lin Fei laughed. "Then shouldn't you thank me? At least I helped you take revenge." Wuxia giggled. "In your dreams." Lin Fei's mouth twitched. "That's boring. But then again, your family doesn't seem to be very good. A collateral family dares to provoke a direct descendant like you. If it were me, I would directly beat them up. Then I would beat them up every time I see them until they are afraid and surrender. You stay here first. When I'm done with my business, I'll come over and take you out for a walk. If there's anything, just let them come and tell me." In the small courtyard besides them there were 2 maids. They were young and good-looking. "Go to your business." Lin Fei nodded. "If there's anything, I'll find you." From the small courtyard came Guan Mingchang. Guan Mingchang, who had recovered half of his injuries, couldn't help but ask, "Miss, won't this cause them dissatisfaction?" Wuxia said lightly, "Master Xiangmu is a good-tempered person. Wuxia is asking for trouble by rushing over. It'll also let those collateral family members know that the person I invited is not someone they can offend. Wuxia is really a good-for-nothing. He deserves to be beaten up. I didn't expect that Master Xiangmu is not only strong, but also has a strong body." Guan Mingchang said, "This is indeed a good idea. They won't disturb Master Xiangmu." "Ah, it hurts." In a unique courtyard. At this time there were several young people gathered together. They were either arrogant or extravagant. Wuxia stopped shouting. "Who asked you to have such a cheap mouth? It's almost spread throughout the family. I really didn't expect you to say such words. Aren't you clearly telling them to come and beat me up? If it were me, I would also not be able to help but beat them up." A young man sitting opposite Wuxia sipped on fragrant tea and said sarcastically. Wuxia said, "Xianxia, it's easy for you to say that. Don't forget. That person was invited by that bitch Wuxia." Xianxia was the young man sitting opposite Wuxia. "If I were you, I'd bang my head against the wall." A mystic adept expert was slapped by someone. "You've lived your life like a dog." Another young man next to him advised, "Xianxia, don't scold Wuxia. You also know that when this guy is excited he often talks nonsense. Let's see how we can help Wuxia get revenge." "That's right. We must get revenge," another young man said. These young men were all collateral disciples of the Wen family. They were all rather famous. Because they formed a circle and helped each other to resist the direct descendants, their influence in the Wen family wasn't small. After Wen Qiu suffered greatly at the hands of Wen Ruxue, they naturally gathered together to discuss what to do about this matter. If they didn't get revenge, they would be in big trouble, especially in this current situation. The incident at the main gate couldn't be concealed at all. Before long it would spread throughout the family, and their lives in this circle wouldn't be good. When Shui said, "Isn't that obvious? Just find a time to get rid of that kid. What's there to think about?" When Xiu cheered. "That's right. Cripple that kid. From his strength, that kid is at the Mystic Adept realm. It's just that his movement technique is fast. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been ambushed. Good my ass." When Qinya sneered. Other than an idiot who would go and get rid of that Master Shuangmu. Everyone was instantly like a deflated balloon. Then what should we do? We can't kill him. Are we going to keep him alive? Just watch. I can't take this lying down. If you guys aren't going, I'll go myself. A trace of disdain flashed across Wen Tianya's eyes. You guys only know how to fight and kill all day long. No wonder we're still collateral disciples. Wen Tianya said, "Don't you think that this is a great opportunity for us?" When Xiu asked doubtfully, "Opportunity? I see an opportunity to be suppressed." Wen Tianya was still calm. "Don't you think about it? This time our Wen clan is in a crisis of life and death. If we stabilize our position, we will have 10 years in the future. If we lose these 10 years, I'm afraid our Wen clan will soon become a second or third-rate clan." When Shui said, "Tianya, don't keep us in suspense. Just say it." "That's right. You know how to use your brain. Tell us what it is and we'll consider it. If it's possible, we'll go." When Tianya said, "Wen Ruxue is a direct disciple. Our Wen clan is like the sun in the sky. What if we fail this time? Of course, our reputation will plummet. But how could Wen Ruxue fail?" When Tianya was exasperated. "You're all stupid pigs. Don't you know that Master Shuangmu? All of us have invited experts back to help us. When the time comes, it'll be an important sparring match. You understand? You want us to make a move then?" When Qiu's eyes lit up. Haha, as expected of Tianya. He can even think of such a method. This time that kid is dead for sure. Good idea. Isn't Wen Ruxue very powerful? Seeing the person she invited back die in a sparring match, her expression will definitely be very interesting. When Shui said. When Tianya was very proud. That's why I say that sometimes, using your brain is much better than using your hands. This time we'll make that little slut suffer a crushing defeat. Chapter 266. Tianhai Dynasty, Imperial Capital. 18 Families, Secret Liaison Office. Fei Tianying and Yu Guang are both dead. The killer is called Master Shuangmu. He is very powerful and is suspected to be a disciple of a sect. He killed Fei Tianying and Yu Guang as soon as he attacked. Secret Liaison Office. The 18 clans were very daring. Although they were wanted outside, they still had contacts within the imperial capital to gather information about the 18 clans. At this moment, they were gathering information from their contacts. Master Shuangmu, the Wen family. Immediately investigate Master Shuangmu's background and try to find out which sect he is from. I want to know in a short time whether the 18 families can survive after offending them. The secret liaison office quieted down again. Lin Fei stayed at the Wen family for a day. The next morning, he left the Wen family and appeared at the Bounty Association with the corpses of the 18 families. The Bounty Association was a special feature of the Tianhai dynasty. The reason why it was a special feature was actually very simple. The Bounty Association would offer all kinds of rewards, and behind the scenes of the Bounty Association were the major forces of the imperial capital. All kinds of rewards would appear in the Bounty Association. No matter if it was famous. No matter if it was notorious. No matter how shocking the background was. Once they went to the Bounty Association and offered a suitable price, there would always be some desperados who would accept the task and secretly deal with the target. Every month, many martial artists would die under all kinds of assassinations. It was very difficult to guard against them. The appearance of the Bounty Association led to the appearance of assassination organizations. Assassination organizations, killer organizations. Their goal was actually very simple, which was to complete the task. These organizations, no matter how big they were, had always been feared by people. In particular, many martial artists died under assassination, which attracted a lot of people. They were afraid of going to the Bounty Association. This place is very gloomy. At this moment, Lin Fei had turned into a handsome young man. His face had an abnormal sickly complexion, and his eyes were looking around. In order to find the bounty association, Lin Fei chose to use the disguise skill. Lin Fei bought the disguise skill from the shop himself. The human skin mask cost 500 points. It was not cheap or expensive, just right. Unless it was someone who was extremely familiar with him, no one would be able to resist Lin Fei. After walking into the bounty association, Lin Fei felt as if he had walked into a market. There were loud discussions everywhere, making him wonder if he had come to the wrong place. Lin Fei suspected that he had come to the market. He had been using the power of the metal element, so he wasn't afraid that they would suspect him. If he used the water fire lotus, it would be too eye-catching. I'm a little excited. I wonder what good things these tall, rich and handsome men have brought. Lin Fei opened the package. This package was very big, like a small mountain. He almost couldn't bring it back. Except for the valuable things, Lin Fei didn't want the rest of the things. He believed that there would be people passing by soon, and he could let them share the firepower. Pure Yuan pills. Lin Fei found the Pure Yuan pills first. The Pure Yuan pills were all stored in a sumru pouch. It didn't look very big on the surface, but in fact it was very big inside. It was specially used to store the Pure Yuan pills. 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. After counting, Lin Fei's eyes lit up, and he almost drooled. Damn it, this group of fellows are really rich. With a few of them added together, they actually have over 4 million Pure Yuan Don. Every single one of them would bring at least 70 to 80 Pure Yuan Don with them when they go out. I have worked myself to death and only have 200,000 Pure Yuan Don. Lin Fei couldn't help but curse. This was a good deal. More than 4 million Pure Yuan pills, plus the 200,000 from before, Lin Fei had nearly 5 million Pure Yuan pills in his hands. The originally empty pouch suddenly bulged. Lin Fei grinned. Just with 5 million Pure Yuan pills, Lin Fei's strength could increase by a large margin. Even if he didn't cultivate for the time being, he could still buy some good things. After keeping the Pure Yuan pills, Lin Fei immediately cleaned up the other things. For example, the treasures that they bought from the 8 treasures building should be said to be bought in a fit of anger. Rainbow feather clothes, a broken piece of clothing can make you guys spend so much money. What a bunch of prodigals. He threw the rainbow feather clothes to the side. Deep sea night pearl, something to coax women again. The fist-sized night pearl released a gentle light. With one look, one could tell that this was a good thing. In the mysterious heavenly continent, the deep-sea night pearl was something to coax women. As for other things, Lin Fei couldn't think of any use for it. Red cloud phoenix crown, another bunch of idiots. Holding a fiery red phoenix crown, Lin Fei was helpless. He remembered that this phoenix crown cost no less than 200,000 Pure Yuan Don. If he could use this to cultivate, how refreshing would that be? Chapter 268. This item was indeed worthy of Lin Fei's attention. Sword case. It was something that Lin Fei was familiar with. 72 long swords were also stored in a sword case. Usually, it would be stored in it. Once it was useful, it could be released immediately to deal with the enemy. This sword case was relatively luxurious, and its surface was carved like jade. At a glance, even those who didn't understand could see the extravagance of the sword case. It was undoubtedly a good item. What a sharp sword aura. Before the sword case was opened, Lin Fei's face was filled with joy. He felt a long sword soaring into the sky as if it was going to pierce through the sky. Upper-grade spirit treasure? Feeling the sword aura on the sword case, Lin Fei already knew that this long sword wasn't an ordinary item. It revealed the power of a spirit treasure. If it wasn't a middle-grade spirit treasure, then it was an upper-grade spirit treasure. Oh. Opening the sword case, a buzzing sound came out of nowhere. Upper-grade spirit treasure. Lin Fei was overjoyed. He grabbed the long sword with one hand and a huge counterforce came. If it was someone else, they would definitely miss. The long sword in the sword case was pitch black and had a murderous aura that made people feel suffocated. What a fierce sword. This was the first long sword that affected Lin Fei. Even the middle-grade spirit treasure Wind Chasing was inferior to this long sword. Lin Fei really couldn't figure out why the other party would have an upper-grade spirit treasure. It seemed that the other party couldn't use it. In fact, speaking of which, Lin Fei was lucky. This long sword was originally a gift and hadn't been suppressed. This time it was pure luck that Lin Fei got it before him. If it was a day later, Lin Fei wouldn't have been so lucky to get such a long sword. That young master had paid a huge price for this long sword. He had spent almost half of his fortune to obtain it with great difficulty. 10 minutes later. The black long sword was suppressed, but it still released a fierce aura. Lin Fei threw out a detection. Killing sword, grade, unknown, damaged, recoverable. Killing sword? A huge question mark popped up in Lin Fei's head. Another damaged spirit treasure? This black longsword was called Killing Sword. This name was really domineering. No wonder there was a large amount of evil chi left on it. Lin Fei suspected that this killing sword must have killed countless people to condense its killing intent. If it wasn't for the fact that his soul was strong, just the killing intent and the ferocious aura would definitely affect his mind. I wonder what is the relationship between this killing sword and the baleful black saber? For some reason Lin Fei felt a rare familiar aura from the killing sword. As for why they were familiar, Lin Fei really could not put his finger on it. Subconsciously Lin Fei took out the baleful black blade. It had been a long time since he had used the baleful black saber. When the baleful black saber appeared, the surging killing intent was not inferior to this killing sword. Swish swish swish. A long saber and a long sword were floating in the air despite the absence of wind. This 5,000 kilograms of strength was actually unable to suppress the killing sword. Instead, it broke free from his hand. The baleful black saber and the killing sword clashed with each other's killing intent, forming an arc wave. Everything in the room was immediately affected. Kaka. The table, the floor, were instantly crushed into pieces. Lin Fei's waterfire lotus protected his body. Lotus leaves, saber radiance, and sword chi constantly struck down. After being shattered, they grew out again. It was abnormally terrifying. Devouring each other? Lin Fei kept retreating until he reached the edge of the room. Then he remembered something about the baleful black saber. When he saw this scene, the scene from back then completely appeared in his mind. At this moment, Lin Fei could not help but feel lucky that he had set up the rune's formation in the surroundings to block the aura. Otherwise, if it were to be spread out, it would definitely be a big problem. After the baleful black saber and the killing sword were in a stalemate, they started to attack each other in midair. The two of them clashed, metal clashing, and the aura presence was like a saber, constantly shooting out in all directions. At first, the baleful black saber had the upper hand and kept suppressing the killing sword. After a period of time, Lin Fei originally thought that the baleful black saber would win, but the killing sword reversed the situation. This result surprised Lin Fei. As expected. After the two divine weapons continued to fight, the killing sword actually overlapped with the baleful black saber. On the surface, it didn't seem to be a big problem. However, from another perspective, an unbelievable scene would appear. The baleful black saber actually merged with the killing sword. The process wasn't very long and was rather slow. Lin Fei saw the slight changes. If it wasn't for his strong mental fortitude, he might have let out a long roar. Lin Fei was astonished. He was very calm in his heart. The killing sword devoured the baleful black saber. Originally, the baleful black saber had a reaction and struggled. However, as the killing sword continued to devour, the baleful black saber was completely suppressed. Such a strange and unbelievable scene appeared in Lin Fei's eyes. If an outsider mentioned it, Lin Fei would definitely say that it was impossible. However, the facts in front of him told him that such a situation did exist. A long sword devouring a long saber. It was unbelievable. After devouring it cleanly, the killing sword floated in midair and a layer of black fog appeared outside. The baleful black saber is gone just like that. Lin Fei wouldn't believe it even if he was beaten to death. The baleful black saber was so tough that even after reaching the mystic adept realm, his battle prowess had increased tremendously, it still couldn't cause any damage to the baleful black saber. It couldn't even leave a mark. Previously, Lin Fei had thought about whether he should find a chance to forge the baleful black saber into a long sword. The quality shouldn't be too bad, at least in terms of sharpness, that would be an absolute advantage. However, who would have thought that there would be such an outcome? Lin Fei didn't expect it at all. Such a thing was indeed hard to predict. I wonder what would happen if the killing sword devoured the baleful black saber? Lin Fei removed the waterfire lotus and waited patiently. The killing sword's transformation continued. At the same time, something big happened in the capital. A few direct descendants, including the Li family, were found dead in a small alley at night. When this news spread, it instantly caused a huge uproar. The Li family had a lot of influence in the capital because they had a mystic king expert overseeing them. Thus the Li family had always stood strong. As for the other families, they were all very powerful. They definitely had mystic great perfection experts overseeing them, and there were at least a few of them. The difference between a mystic king and a mystic great perfection expert was just a level. In terms of true battle prowess, the difference was not just an ordinary level. For a family with a mystic king overseeing them, as long as they made a move, killing a mystic great perfection expert was as easy as lifting a finger. With such a huge incident happening in the capital, and so many direct descendants dead, the impact was extremely bad. The other families were in a state of panic, afraid that they would be labeled as the culprit behind the scenes. If it was just the disciples of the other families who died, it would at most cause a small impact. Now that a direct descendant of the Li family had died, and one with extremely valiant battle prowess and considerable talent, it was different. Now that he was killed in a small alley without even a corpse left, it was not an ordinary tragedy. The situation in the capital instantly changed unpredictably, and at the same time, there was a sense of apprehension. Following this incident, the entire capital produced a new round of situations. Everyone was looking at the Li family to see what decision they would make. In reality, the Li family did not disappoint them. First, they announced the arrest of the culprit behind the scenes. First, almost all the disciples of the families who participated in the auction at 8 Treasures Pavilion were brought back to accept their investigation. Anyone who disobeyed would be treated as a suspect for the culprit. They would be killed without mercy and then questioned for their crimes. It had to be said that this thunderous strike from the Li family had indeed caused many people to panic and feel uneasy. As a direct descendant, just this alone made people unable to look down on Li Yang, especially the pressure brought by his death. No one dared to blame the Li family because the Li family had the right to speak. Even the imperial family of the capital had to give the Li family some face. Especially since a disciple of the family who died was one of the more talented ones in the family. As the main culprit this time, Lin Fei was completely unaware of everything that had happened outside. His gaze was fixed on the killing sword floating in the air. This is the killing sword that devoured the baleful black saber? Lin Fei looked at the killing sword in disbelief. The killing sword now looked different from before. First, it was not a fierce aura but a sharp aura. It was a sharp aura of metal, and it had the aura of a sword that could destroy all things. Before, the killing sword first had a murderous aura, then a fierce aura. Looking at it now, those who did not know would think that this was an extremely sharp sword, a sword that could destroy all things. Lin Fei instinctively used the detection sword. Killing sword, +1, highest grade numinous treasure, power unknown. Seeing this result, Lin Fei was once again in a dilemma. Devouring a +1, could it be that this killing sword could continuously improve? But after devouring the baleful black saber, the grade was only of the highest grade? Only of the highest grade. If Lin Fei's thoughts were to spread outside, it would definitely cause a huge commotion. Among the numinous treasures, as long as one had enough pure essence pills, it was not difficult to find a lower grade numinous treasure. Middle grade numinous treasures came second. Upper grade numinous treasures would require a huge price. Generally, those who could get their hands on upper grade numinous treasures were all experts with a certain status and position. Upper grade numinous treasures needed the strength to use, otherwise they would only be treasures in the eyes of others. As for supreme grade numinous treasures, they were really rare and precious. Even Mystic King experts might not have a supreme grade numinous treasure. It was already easy for them to have a half supreme grade numinous treasure. Once the news of supreme grade numinous treasure was spread, it would definitely cause a bloodbath. In terms of influence, it was not inferior to the Sword Emperor's inheritance. Why do I feel like my heart is moving at will? Lin Fei grabbed the killing sword with one hand and instantly felt like his heart was moving at will. Metal intent? Swish, swish, swish. A trace of metal intent was integrated. The killing sword shot out countless golden sword rays, and the furniture not far away was instantly blasted into pieces. It was even more terrifying than before. What a terrifying power. Lin Fei's heart was moved. Previously, when the sword ray attacked, Mystic King experts were instantly killed. Mystic King experts did not have it easy either. Previously, when he executed the wind-chasing sword, a middle-grade numinous treasure, he felt like he was stuck by something. Lin Fei thought that he had comprehended it thoroughly. After experiencing the scene before him, Lin Fei suddenly realized that he lacked a weapon to withstand it. If the killing sword is suitable for the metal intent, then wouldn't it be difficult to execute the wind intent? Lin Fei frowned. In terms of comprehension, the wind intent was superior while the metal intent was inferior. Replacing the metal intent with the wind intent. Lin Fei's eyes lit up once more. That works too. A wind-like aura seemed to fly past him, and he actually had a deeper comprehension of the wind intent. This was a feeling that he had never felt before. This was the soft side of the wind. The sword aura changed, and the cool breeze instantly turned into a gust of wind, as though it was going to tear a hole in the void. Thereafter, the gust of wind turned into a gentle wind, and the change between hard and soft kept on going back and forth. It was exceptionally smooth. It can't be. He comprehended it so quickly. Lin Fei was dumbfounded. This change was beyond his imagination. Lin Fei had always kept Uncle Master Zhang Wen's words in mind. When the wind sword reached the level of softness within hardness and hardness within softness, it meant that the wind sword had reached greater mastery. Lin Fei had always thought that he would have to wait a year before he could reach greater mastery. But now, it seemed like he didn't even need a year. To think that such a simple comprehension came from a longsword. What a great harvest this time. Lin Fei soared to the heavens in a single step. Now that he had cultivated the wind sword to great perfection, he could execute the last 3 moves. Now, even if Lin Fei didn't use a sword, he could use his finger as a sword to reach greater mastery. Coupled with his comprehension of the wind intent, his fearsome swordsmanship would become a nightmare for others. Softness within hardness, hardness within softness. This was the most fearsome swordsmanship. Previously he was still excited for the 5 million pure yuan pills. The wind sword had reached greater mastery, increasing his battle prowess imperceptibly. Pure yuan pills couldn't compare. Unbeknownst to him, Lin Fei had already grasped the wind Dao, the great thousand world. There were Daos everywhere. When a Dao was comprehended, one would become the king of the Daos. Just like Lin Fei who had comprehended the wind intent, he had now comprehended the core of the wind intent. It could be said that he had become an expert in the wind Dao. Ding. Congratulations player on leveling up the wind sword and reaching the Dao level. Reward, 50,000 points. Before Lin Fei could digest the news, the system had given him a surprise. Damn, this is a reward too? After a moment of shock, he beamed with joy and excitement. 50,000 points. Originally he only had a few thousand points. In the blink of an eye he had gained 50,000 points. Very soon, Lin Fei noticed that the system had hinted at Dao. Dao. What is that? As a rookie, Lin Fei had cultivated for less than a year, and there were many things he didn't know. And this Dao was one of them. Luckily Lin Fei wasn't stupid. Could it be that this Dao is the wind intent that I have comprehended? This is a Dao? This conjecture was already very close to the existence of the Dao. If Uncle Master Zhang Wen was here or if he was in the Divine Force sect, Lin Fei would definitely know about the existence of Dao. It was something that was extremely difficult to comprehend. Comprehending the wind intent was just a step on the right path. However, after hearing Wuxia's explanation, he immediately understood what the purpose of this arena was. He could not think of a second purpose. Defending the arena is quite interesting. Lin Fei stood up. It's easier and faster than I thought. I can go back and rest after finishing my work. You want to defend the arena? Wuxia exclaimed. Wuxia knew Master Shuang Mu's strength very well. Today there was even a mystic spirit realm expert in the martial arts practice field of the Wen clan. Lin Fei was amused. Why not? But they want to find trouble with you? The they that Wuxia was referring to was naturally the branch family members. Lin Fei blinked. Actually, I was waiting for them. Is Master Shuang Mu going to defend the arena? When Lin Fei moved, he immediately attracted attention. Defending the arena required extremely strong strength, especially the dozens of branches of the Wen clan. It was equivalent to defending the arena against 4 to 5 martial artists. It was not easy. As expected of the person invited by Wuxia. He is really bold. Xianxia was also slightly stunned. Wuxia was anxious. Isn't this better? When the time comes, we can arrange for assassins to go up and kill that brat. Xianxia said. No hurry. Wuxia was more anxious than anyone else. If she did not torture Master Shuang Mu, she would not be able to eat and sleep in peace. Facing Xianxia, who was good at using stratagems, Wen Qiu did not dare to be angry. Because when Xianxia was famous for his ruthlessness, she did not dare to offend him. With a leap, Lin Fei crossed a distance of more than 10 feet in one breath and landed on the arena. Who's first? We can go back after the fight. Whoosh. The martial arts practice field was silent. He's too arrogant. So arrogant, let's fight. Whoever goes up and brings this brat down, I will reward them handsomely. The people below started to make a ruckus. Among them, the direct disciples were the loudest. Lin Fei's words were too hurtful. Did he really think that all the experts were like cabbages? To be able to fight so easily, did he think he was a genius? As expected, a martial artist from the side branch had the strength of a late-stage mystic master. I'm Wu Ho, please advise me. The skinny man cupped his hands and said, make your move. Lin Fei cupped his hands and said indifferently. Wu Ho's face flashed a trace of anger. Soul-locking palm. Surging true origin surged out of his body and transformed into countless of pitch-black chains, wailing like ghosts and howling like wolves. The dense qi interweaved and transformed into a black true origin hand that grabbed towards Lin Fei's throat. Its power was extraordinary. Yellow upper grade soul-locking palm, it lives up to its name. Facing this technique, Lin Fei's face maintained an indifferent smile, but his eyes flashed a trace of disapproval. With this broken attack you want to defeat me? You are too far off. Rumble. A true origin hand appeared in mid-air, its aura was not inferior to the soul-locking palm. It slammed down and welcomed the opponent's soul-locking palm. Such strong true origin. Rumble. Once again. A powerful wave of qi spread out in all directions. The soul-locking palm was instantly destroyed by the true origin hand, and could not hold on for long. As for Wu Ho, the true origin hand's aura did not stop, and he was flung off the stage. He lost so quickly. The people below the stage who were prepared to watch a good show were all stunned. Wu Ho, who was flung off the stage, lost wholeheartedly. The soul-locking palm was defeated by the true origin hand, and he had nothing to say. Who's the second? Lin Fei said lazily. This time, the side branch disciples and direct disciples were all depressed. Let me. Without letting Lin Fei wait for long, the second martial artist quickly rushed onto the stage. Where did Wen Wuxia find such an expert? This Master Xuangmu is too terrifying. He defeated 3 martial artists in a short period of time, and they were all defeated in one move. He used their attacks to break their attacks, palm techniques, fist techniques, and leg techniques. If he can block 2 more, Master Xuangmu will be qualified. In the martial arts arena, whether it was the side branch disciples or the direct disciples at this moment, they no longer thought that they were infallible, but looked at him as if he was a monster. How could this Master Xuangmu be so powerful? It was already amazing to have good fist techniques, but this person was not only good at fist techniques but also in other aspects. His body was full of true origin, and he was able to defeat the martial artists on the stage with ordinary attacks. Before, the One Family disciples were angry because the opponent was too arrogant, and did not take them seriously. After defeating 3 martial artists in a row, he defeated them with similar moves. This made them sincerely convinced. Xintian continent was such a place, you could look down on someone, but you could not look down on someone stronger than you. The strong had always been worshipped. I wonder who will be the next one. Among the 3 arenas, only Lin Fei's arena was the most lively. Meh. While everyone was guessing, another martial artist flew out from the crowd. The aura of the great perfection was not concealed at all, which told everyone that the person who attacked was a mysterious master great perfection warrior. I am good at using the sword. If you use your sword techniques to break my sword techniques, I admit defeat. The person looked serious and there was a long sword on his back. Lin Fei was still so calm. Make your move as you wish. Wow. There was another uproar from below. This Master Xuangmu also knew sword techniques? Are you kidding me? All the elders of the One Family looked at this Master Xuangmu as if he was a monster. When Wuxia said in a questioning tone. Guan Mingqiang shook his head. This person is very powerful. It seems to be a spar, but in fact, it is a killing move. Don't forget, your uncle Guan used to be an assassin. This person's method is very similar to an assassin's. When Wuxia trusted Uncle Guan very much and her face turned cold, could it be, the smart one Wuxia already knew what was going on. It was obvious that someone wanted to kill Master Xiangmu, and she could not help but suspect someone. In the arena the situation was a close call. It seems that you are stubborn. Then go to hell. Lin Fei sneered. He was already sure that this person was here to kill him. Explode. A low voice came from Lin Fei's throat. A muffled sound came from Mu Kuei's mouth, and then he immediately spat out a lot of blood, which contained fragments of his internal organs. Mu Kuei's breathing became weak and his eyes widened. You are vicious. With a plop, Mu Kuei fell to the ground and stopped breathing. Blood flowed from the corner of his mouth and dyed the arena red. He was dead. The elders of the One Clan stood up again, or rather they were scared out of their wits. An early-stage cryptic spirit expert died just like that? How did he die? As for the dead, the One Clan did not care. Those with status and background would not necessarily participate in the selection to fight for the One Clan. The death of one person naturally did not affect them. The important thing was that they had sent out an expert this time, a trump card. They probably did not expect that after understanding the path of Tao, Lin Fei's battle strength could be said to have increased more than 10 times. Facing the Wind Sword, that had mastered the Great Accomplishment realm, Lin Fei could already kill people at will. Just now he used the sword chi to kill Mu Kuei. Mu Kuei's death. On the training field, Xianxia and Wuxia were so scared that they broke out in cold sweat. Dead? How could he be dead? Wuxia was already covered in cold sweat. In order to hire an assassin to kill Master Xiangmu, they had spent a lot of money. Now that the assassin had died in the arena, how to solve this problem was still a big problem. Don't panic, don't panic. Xianxia took a deep breath and desperately tried to calm himself down. An early-stage cryptic spirit assassin was killed silently. Xianxia felt that there was suddenly a sharp sword on his head, as if the other party could kill him at any time. This person could not be provoked. As a martial artist, they were not afraid of anything except unknown danger. For example, the scene on the arena just now. The early-stage cryptic spirit Mu Kuei was not weak at all, but after a few rounds he died silently. Even though they knew that there was something wrong with his internal organs. No one could figure out how he did it. Xianxia did not know, and neither did Wuxia. Now that the two of them were having a headache, it was their turn to have a headache after the assassin was killed. Just at this moment, Lin Fei's gaze shot over. It seemed to be casual, but in fact it was directed at them. Xianxia could sit still, but Wuxia was different. Chapter 272. P.S. Thank you to 0 Fengyuan 0 for your 100 Qidian coins tip. Thank you to Pastoral Song in the Wind for your 2 monthly tickets. Thank you for your support. It's the end of the month. It was fine that Wuxia fell. There was nothing surprising about it and no one would pay attention to it. However, Wuxia was taught a lesson last time. Fear lingered in her heart. This time she specially found an assassin to deal with Lin Fei. Unexpectedly, the assassin died in the hands of Lin Fei in the blink of an eye. Especially when Lin Fei looked over, it was like a sharp long sword piercing through the last life-saving straw. It struck her fragile spirit, causing her spirit to collapse. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Wuxia babbled nonsense. Swoosh. Everyone's gaze fell on Wuxia. I was wrong. I shouldn't have found an assassin to deal with you. I beg you, please don't kill me. Wuxia struggled on the ground. Her face was pale. Xianxia's face was as pale as an incandescent lamp. Shut up, you idiot. The fan that had been swaying fell to the ground. Xianxia pounced forward, wanting to shut Wuxia up. Cold sweat flowed down his forehead. He regretted finding such an idiot who couldn't even withstand a glance from the other party. Originally, everyone was still watching the show. After hearing Wuxia's words, they couldn't help but look at each other. Especially those branch family members, their faces turned black. Wuxia didn't conceal it. Therefore, everyone in the training field heard it. As a mystic adept realm martial artist, the martial arts practice field was filled with martial artists. Anyone who paid attention would be able to hear their words. Furthermore, Wuxia's dancing was the most eye-catching sight in the crowd. Anyone who wasn't an idiot could understand what was going on. Only Lin Fei, who was on the stage, sneered. This was called asking for it. Serves him right. Bastard. The One Clan leader, Iron Mountain, was furious. The One Clan was on the brink of death. A disciple of the clan actually found someone to kill an outsider helper. If they didn't give an explanation for today's matter, it would inevitably disappoint and dissatisfy the other outsiders. Take them away. Investigate who is the mastermind behind all of this. Immediately, an elder stood up and grabbed one in each hand. Like an eagle catching a chick, he left the training field, leaving behind a scene of fear. The patriarch was furious. Lin Fei came down from the arena in anger. In reality, this was all an act for the One family to see. As a matter of fact, as soon as they descended, one of the elders from the One clan apologized and asked for Lin Fei's forgiveness. Master Xiangmu, the One clan will definitely give you an answer for what happened today. The elder of the One clan was also embarrassed. Please don't be offended, Master Xiangmu. Lin Fei said angrily, I believe that this is a unique situation in the One family. Otherwise, I wouldn't have accepted the invitation to help. The elder of the One family finally let out a sigh of relief. Thank you, Grandmaster Xiangmu, for understanding our difficulties. As the family grows, there are bound to be some small problems. Please forgive us, Grandmaster Xiangmu. After obtaining a qualification, Lin Fei left the martial arts practice field. What did Master Xiangmu say? As soon as the One family elder returned, the other elders asked anxiously, wanting to know the situation. Based on the performance in the arena today, the elders of the One clan had a good impression of him and thought that he was the ideal choice. Master Xiangmu has a good temper. I believe that we can handle this matter well. It shouldn't have too much impact. The One clan elder said slowly after a moment of silence. Investigate, we must find out the truth. We must give Master Xiangmu an explanation. Wasn't Wuxia the one who invited Master Xiangmu? Let her go over to express her gratitude and try not to leave a bad impression. The elders realized the seriousness of the situation. Iron Mountain, as his name suggested, had a very tough temper. To be frank, he was stubborn and unyielding. We must investigate Xianxia and Wuxia's problems. No matter who is behind this, we must find out this time and punish them severely. When Iron Mountain's gaze swept across the crowd. I don't want to see anyone exonerate them. The hearts of the elders sank and the germinating idea was suppressed. The latter words were clearly directed at the elders present. The patriarch was angry. Whoever dared to play the good guy in this matter would end up badly. First, the patriarch would find trouble with them. It's hard to help people do good things. Back at his residence, Lin Fei shook his head, extremely dissatisfied. At this point he could not just turn around and leave. Everything had a beginning and an end and he had to do it well. Lin Fei carried such a mentality. In the residence, the little thing and King Kong strolled out. King Kong was born to be bullied. The little thing was lying on King Kong's head and King Kong was drooping. A dignified mystic spirit, great perfection demonic beast was bullied like this. It dared not say a word and there was no second one like it. Lin Fei took out a handful of pure elemental pills and placed them on the bedside. The little thing appeared on the bedside as if it was eating jelly beans, causing King Kong to look at it enviously. This was not the first time Lin Fei had seen this scene. King Kong, this is yours. His pocket was bulging, and there were not many people who could use pure elemental pills to feed demonic beasts. After settling the matter with the One family, I will return to Origin City. I can help. A hoarse and cold voice came from the mouth of a skinny old man. Wuxia was sitting in a dark room. Squeak, 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 squeak. The sounds of demonic beasts could be heard from time to time. Find the person, and the Li family will immediately send the things you need. Wuxia said sinisterly. Coupled with the dark and gloomy environment, it made people feel a chill, as if this kind of person was born to live in the dark world. Then let's begin. The person sitting in front of him was the famous Rat King in the Imperial City. Rat King was not a human, but a mutated rodent demonic beast. As for what kind of species, no one knew for now. When a demonic beast reached a certain level of strength, or after consuming elixirs, it could transform into a human. After transforming, the rodent species retained many of the demonic beast's habits. For example, this underground cave was the favorite place of the rodent species. Even though the Rat King had successfully transformed, he still retained the habits of a rodent, and for 365 days a year, he basically hid in the underground cave. The reason why the Rat King was famous was actually very simple. This Rat King had a magical power that could find people based on their aura. Even a wisp of aura could not escape the Rat King as tracking magical power. With this magical power, the Rat King was doing very well in the Imperial City. Coupled with the timid, cautious and greedy rodents, the Rat King had survived until now. If you can't find the whereabouts of this person, don't even think about getting a piece of profound spirit stone. If you dare to leak the news, this elder believes that the Rat King will definitely understand. The Rat King nodded, a trace of dissatisfaction flashed in his eyes. If this king makes a move as long as he is still within the imperial city, he will definitely not be able to escape from this king's palm. Li Qiu said coldly, "It's good that you understand." Li Qiu took out a jade bottle and handed it to the Rat King. The Rat King opened the bottle and a black mist floated out. The mustache man's beard moved without any wind. He opened his mouth and sucked like a long rainbow sucking water, and swallowed it into his stomach. Magical power, 1,000 miles search. The Rat King shouted, and a black shadow appeared behind him. One could vaguely see that it was a rodent. It had a huge body, shifty eyes, and looked around. It was very lifelike. As expected of the title Rat King! The Shadow Rat King actually spoke, "You flatter me, you flatter me." There was a sense of pride in his tone. Escape. The Rat King moved and blended into the darkness, leaving the underground cave. The mustache man jumped up and down, and he headed towards the imperial city. "He is in the imperial city," the Rat King said to Li Qiu. The reason why the Rat King could do so well was because he had such a magical power. The black shadow from before was a clone that the Rat King had practiced. This doppelganger was not a real doppelganger, but a special kind of rat-type demonic beast. Once it was mastered, it had never failed to find anyone within 1,000 miles. A stern look flashed across Li Qiu's face. "Rat King, as long as you find the person today, the Li family will not let you suffer. This elder can help you put in a good word for you in front of the patriarch, and it will not be difficult for you to become the Li family's guest in the future." "Let's talk about the future in the future." The Rat King shook his head. Li Qiu thought, insensible thing. Lin Fei sat cross-legged, comprehending the Wind Dao. After stepping into this Dao, Lin Fei liked to practice when he was free. In the large room, the cool breeze was gentle and the cold wind was fierce, entangling with each other. They were inseparable, 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 you and me, you and me. The practice of Wind Dao did not cause any harm to the little thing in King Kong. The little thing was lying on the bed looking satisfied. Hiss. Suddenly the little thing opened its eyes. It turned around and actually appeared on the table. "Little thing, what's wrong?" Lin Fei stopped, curious about what the little thing was going to do. The little thing appeared again, landing on Lin Fei's shoulder, biting his clothes, looking outside, looking very excited. "You want me to go out?" Lin Fei could guess some of the little thing's thoughts and could not help but ask. "If you were on Earth, you would definitely think that you are a fool. In the Xianxia continent, beasts were undoubtedly the smartest, followed by mutated beasts." Hiss. The little thing nodded. Lin Fei kept King Kong into the pet space, opened the door and walked out. "Tell Wen Wuxia that I have something to do, so I will leave first." Leaving behind a sentence, under the surprised gaze of the two maids, he disappeared without a trace at the entrance of the small courtyard. After leaving the door, Lin Fei let the little thing choose how to go. Fortunately, he often reminded it, and the little thing knew that its identity was not ordinary, so it would not use teleportation in broad daylight. The imperial capital was very big. Gloomy, deserted alleys were everywhere. Even in the daytime, there were still many alleys as dark as night, without any sunlight. "Little thing, you didn't go the wrong way, did you?" Being in the alleys, Lin Fei could not help but frown. What was the little thing doing? Could it be that something had happened? As soon as he said that, the little thing disappeared without a trace, making Lin Fei not know whether to laugh or cry. It seemed to be bored. Ready to exercise? He thought of a word, pain in the ass. Squeak, squeak, squeak. The sound of a mouse? Chapter 274. Arcane Heavenly Spiritual Treasure? Could it be that killing sword? What an awesome name. Lin Fei couldn't digest the sudden news. A memory surfaced in his mind. His clone had been lurking in the 8 Treasures Tower that night. He vaguely remembered that there was a long sword being auctioned at the auction. That's right, it was a spiritual treasure whose grade couldn't be determined. At that time, someone participated in the auction and the bidding was very intense. As he couldn't go to the private room, Lin Fei could only vaguely remember the situation and nothing else. After hearing this, he immediately understood the origin of the killing sword. A moment later, a tide of rodent demonic beasts rushed towards Lin Fei's position. "Let's get rid of this demonic beast first. I might be able to get more information." Lin Fei patted his waist and King Kong, who had been in the pet space, appeared outside. It was drowsy, but when it saw the large number of rodent-type demonic beasts, its eyes widened, and a berserk aura surged out like a tide. King Kong was a King Kong divine ape with a noble bloodline. Although it wasn't as good as the little thing, it was still a powerful mutated demonic beast. How could the rodent demonic beasts resist a little bit of its aura? As soon as the aura of the guardian deity was released, the rat-type demonic beasts that were surging forward like a tide paused for a moment, as if they felt an irresistible pressure. All of them lay on the ground and shivered, not daring to move. The rodent demonic beasts were densely packed like a sea wave. Roar! King Kong was usually bullied by the little thing, but that didn't mean that it would continue to act like a coward in front of other demonic beasts. This roar was like venting his emotions, venting his dissatisfaction from before. Many of the demonic beasts lying on the ground were scared to death on the spot. Other than that, the rest of the demonic beasts fled in panic, wishing that they could have more legs. After coming out of the demonic beast mountain range, King Kong finally had a place to vent his anger. With a roar, the rodent demonic beasts died. With a roar, the rodent demonic beasts were scared out of their wits. With a roar, the king of rats was covered in cold sweat. Mystic spirit, great perfection. As a demonic beast, the king of rats was immediately covered in cold sweat and screamed. One demonic beast was already rare and precious. In the blink of an eye, another mystic spirit, great perfection, appeared. It would be strange if it wasn't afraid. King Kong, kill them. Lin Fei snorted coldly and ordered his best fighter, Jin Gang, to make a move. Roar! In the blink of an eye, the miniature Vajra had transformed into a 3-meter-tall Vajra divine ape. It shone brightly and brandished the iron cudgel in its hand. With a swing of the cudgel, countless rat-type demonic beasts died. The fault is all on the two disciples. Today we specially brought them here. Young hero can decide how to deal with them. The show was about to start. At the door, two guards brought Xianxia and Wuxia in. The two of them were dejected and their faces were ashen. They must have suffered a lot last night and were no longer in high spirits. Plop. The two of them knelt on the ground unwillingly. What are you standing there for? Wuxia said solemnly. The internal reaction of the One clan was extremely bad for what happened yesterday. They had to deal with it. We were wrong. We don't dare to find someone to deal with you. The two of them raised their hands and slapped their own faces. Pa 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 pa. The sounds continued to ring out incessantly. Chapter 276. The One family is too stingy. No wonder they are getting worse every year. Damn it, what's the big deal about a project? Lin Fei shook his head. He wasn't satisfied with the way the One family handled things. If he wasn't strong enough, he wouldn't have ended up well against that assassin. He would either be severely injured or killed. After this is done, I'll leave. Family, they're all the same. Nothing's different. I'm still living a carefree life. Lin Fei made up his mind immediately. It would be better if the elder of the One family told him the outcome. However, he had to be the bad guy. This made Lin Fei extremely unhappy. What Lin Fei wanted was the result, not this kind of thing for show. He was unhappy, extremely unhappy. When Xianxia and Wuxia knelt on the ground. In just a moment, their faces were swollen. Even a familiar person might not be able to recognize them. After the time for an incense to burn, Lin Fei said, "Forget it. I believe they know their mistakes." When Xiaoru scolded them, "Hurry up and thank young hero Lin. If it was Elder Wen, he would have slapped you two to death. How could you do such a heinous thing? Thank you for your forgiveness, young hero Lin. Thank you for your mercy. We won't do it again." When Xiaoru said sternly, "What a disgrace. Get out now." The two of them felt as if they had been pardoned. They crawled up from the ground and stumbled out. It was needless to say how miserable they looked. "Young hero Lin, please excuse us." When Xiaoru changed the topic. "The competition for the position of the chief merchant will be held 3 days later. Young hero Lin, please stay for a few more days. Our One family will be grateful." Lin Fei promised on the surface, saying that he would definitely not be disappointed and so on. Elder Wen Xiaoru came and left quickly, leaving Wen Ruxu and Guan Mingchang behind. Lin Fei wasn't an inexperienced person. He understood why Elder Wen Xiaoru brought the two of them over. It was to ease up on what happened yesterday. Miss Wen, you don't have to feel guilty about what happened yesterday. I won't care about the behavior of individual villains. Lin Fei took the initiative to mention it. When Wuxia actually didn't want to come over. Even when Wuxia herself was very sad about what happened yesterday. The clan was on the brink of extinction, yet the clan's disciples were still scheming against each other, almost causing a huge disaster. It should be our Wen family that has wronged you. Wen Wuxia shook her head and said firmly. Lin Fei said to Wen Wuxia, you don't have to worry about yourself. I will do my best in the Wen family's competition. You don't have to worry that I will lose on purpose. He came out of the small courtyard. Wen Wuxia did not look too good. Elder's way of doing things is indeed wrong. Even I can tell that Lin Fei isn't too happy. Wen Wuxia didn't want to come today. In her eyes she felt like a clown. I really don't know what the elders are thinking. Guan Mingchang said regretfully, our Wen family is getting worse with each generation. If I were an elder, Wen Tianya and Wen Qiu would definitely punish us severely, and not this kind of superficial effort. Wen Wuxia said, forget it, this is the fate of the Wen family. In the courtyard. Even though Lin Fei did not release his perception, he could feel that a large crack had appeared. Senior Master, you have accepted a good disciple, but it's a pity that this family is not strong enough. Even if you help us this time 10 years later, I'm afraid it will still be difficult. Lin Fei stood up and sighed softly. Perhaps this is the family. At the same time, the Li family was furious once again. The law enforcement hall's elder Li Chou, known as Gui Jianchou, was actually found dead in the forest outside the imperial capital, and there was even the remnant aura of a profound spirit great perfection demon beast at the scene. The Li family was shocked. Although they were angry that Li Yang had died, the reason was actually because of the profound sky spirit treasure. They were angry that Li Yang had died outside and helped others. Even if it was a broken profound sky spirit treasure, no one dared to underestimate it. What made the Li family furious was that someone was clearly targeting the Li family. Ordinary people would not be able to tame a profound spirit great perfection demon beast, unless it was a king stage expert. If one did not have the strength to tame a profound spirit great perfection demon beast, it was normal for there to be a backlash. Elder Li Chou was dead, and the loss of a late-stage profound spirit realm expert had a great impact on the Li family. A late-stage mystic master and a late-stage profound spirit realm expert, the difference between the two was huge. The late-stage mystic master Li Yang was the future hope. Then the late-stage profound spirit realm Li Chou was the core strength of the Li family. We must investigate clearly. The current patriarch Li Qingfeng sat in the meeting hall. In the meeting hall, other than the elders there was no one else. Everyone had a bad expression, and they were all shocked that someone dared to make a move against the Li family. It must be someone from the imperial capital. They have always been jealous of our Li family's position, so they killed Elder Li Chou. This elder suggests that we immediately find a few families to make a move and show them the strength of our Li family, so that they understand that the Li family is not to be provoked. The person who killed Elder Li Chou must have the strength of a profound spirit great perfection, especially a profound spirit great perfection demon beast. The person who came must be a king stage expert. We must inform the ancestor. There was silence in the meeting hall. The words king level expert were enough to move them. A family with a king stage expert would have a heritage of at least 500 years, a true century-old family. Elder Li Chou was killed outside and it was clearly a king stage expert. In such a situation they had no choice but to inform the ancestor. Li Qingfeng looked around, and his stern gaze made everyone feel as if there was a cold glint behind their backs. I will personally inform the ancestor about the king stage expert. Li Qingfeng's first sentence confirmed one thing. The king stage expert had his eyes on the Li family, and they had to inform the ancestor. The fight for the position of the chief merchant is about to begin. Pass down the order, we will give them a memorable lesson this year. Li family's back mountain, Li family's forbidden area. Li Qingfeng walked along the mountain path, and finally appeared in front of a stone door. He knelt in front of the door and gently knocked on it. Crush. The stone door opened and a cold wind blew. Ancestor, this disciple is useless. The current king stage expert has his eyes on the Li family. It turned out that this back mountain was the Li family's ancestors' seclusion ground. You may leave. Li Qingfeng stood up, turned around and left respectfully. The stone door closed with a crash. In the depths of the stone door, there was a secret room that could not see the light of day. King Stage Expert. 3 days passed in a flash. Lin Fei spent these 3 days very leisurely. Other than absorbing pure essence pills, he rarely left the courtyard. He had never felt so carefree before. Martial arts stage. Lin Fei saw 2 other people, a middle-aged man at the Mystic Spirit initial stage and a woman at the Mystic Adept late stage. The 3 of them stood together and got to know each other. Lin Fei then found out that the man was called Zhang Yun, and the woman was called Xianxia. After chatting with each other they got to know each other. Zhang Yun and Xianxia were very polite to Lin Fei. They had seen the battle on the stage that day. This kind of person could not be offended. He could be a friend but not an enemy. There was already a sense of fear in his heart. The One family's elder appeared, and it was the One family's great elder, Wen Lei. He was a domineering elder with sharp eyes. Those who were not strong enough would not dare to look him in the eyes. I am Wen Lei, the new great elder of the One family. Wen Lei said to the 3 of them. There are many changes to the position of the chief merchant this year. The difficulty will be much higher than the previous time. I hope that everyone will be prepared. No matter the result, the One family will prepare a generous gift for everyone. Joy flashed in Zhang Yun's eyes. Great Elder, what method will we be using this year? The land of fantasy, hunting for demon cores. Wen Lei said with a helpless tone. The land of fantasy? Why is there such a place? Chapter 279. P.S. Thank you to Divine Emperor Hao Tian and Elvis Presley for your monthly votes. It's the end of the month. I'm asking for a monthly vote, really just one, turning it into infinite motivation. In the land of fantasy, on a lush towering tree. The sound of wailing was endless. It was sad to smell it. Damn, who said that this kid is stupid and easy to rob? One of them was naked, hanging on the towering tree, looking at the dark blue sky with a bitter face. So, his eyes were focused on someone. That person also had a sullen face. That? I was just saying, who would know? Crow Mouth. You Crow Mouth. We are doomed because of you this time. These people were the ones who had tried to rob Lin Fei on the way, only to be robbed by Lin Fei instead. They didn't need to do anything and they became like this. They wanted to cry but had no tears. Not only were their things robbed, but they were also hung on the towering tree. They would never forget this scene for the rest of their lives. You call me stupid, you are the stupid one. After robbing them, Lin Fei flew tens of thousands of miles away humming a song. Robbing demon beasts was a high-risk thing. Lin Fei never carried out in the same area. Although he was very strong, there was an unparalleled danger in the land of fantasy. For safety, Lin Fei did not dare to run around. Under the gorgeous colors of the land of fantasy, endless danger was hidden. Maybe, the next second, danger would appear on him. Lin Fei had to be vigilant. There was nothing wrong with being careful. As for why Lin Fei didn't kill the first few people, it was because their sin points weren't high, and killing them wouldn't give him much EXP. Moreover, they had opened their mouths to rob him, not to silence him. If they had a lot of sin points, they wouldn't have ended up hanging but as corpses. There is still more than a day before the end. The demon nucleus is almost enough. Lin Fei thought, now it is time to kill a group of people with high sin value. Now that he encountered such a good opportunity, Lin Fei did not want to miss it, not to mention that when he came in, he was wearing a mask. Outsiders would not know what happened inside. For the sake of leveling up, I'll have to trouble you. Lin Fei came up with an excuse. His sin value was so high, if he didn't kill him, who else would he kill? Pooh. In the forest, a figure let out a muffled groan and fell from the sky. Your Li clan is so ruthless. A disciple was filled with resentment. His throat was immediately pierced by a sword. Li Jian's face was cold and arrogant. When the Li family needs to show their strength, you will die even if you don't. You can only blame your poor background. After killing a family disciple and taking his demonic core and treasures, Li Jian darted back into the forest in search of the next family disciple. So far, Li Jian had killed no less than 20 disciples or loose disciples, and almost all of them were killed in one hit. But this was far from his goal was to kill more than 50. Outsiders could not find out what had happened in the land of dreams. At most, they could only guess. For the big clans there was no evidence, so it was nothing. At most, it was just a matter of wrangling. In the long run, it would just be a war of words. As for the dead, it was just a matter of that. No one would care about it because the dead were the most worthless. Pa, pa, pa. The same scene happened to Lin Fei. The land of dreams was huge. In order to reduce the danger, many people liked to form teams. The Black Wind team was a team that specialized in hunting martial artists. Hunting demonic beasts for demonic cores was far inferior to hunting human martial artists. As a matter of fact, they encountered Lin Fei, and he attacked him without any explanation. Unexpectedly, the martial artist that they had imagined to be a weak sheep suddenly turned into a huge tiger, scaring them into a panic and prepared to escape. One Lin Fei alone was enough to make them have nowhere to hide, not to mention that he had the help of King Kong. They could barely withstand a single blow from Lin Fei before they were killed with a single blow. 6 people, 5,100 sin points. These people sure have a lot of sin points. After collecting his spoils of war, Lin Fei rushed to the next location. With his senses of a few dozen miles, coupled with the system's guidance, Lin Fei was able to find the right place almost every time. He rarely made any mistakes, and very quickly his sin points exceeded 50,000. If this continues, it will be easy for me to get 10 to 20 million experience points. Lin Fei thought as he flew. Suddenly Lin Fei stopped and looked in a certain direction. He released his perception strength and his expression darkened. The Li family is so shameless. In the land of dreams there was an endless forest. Xiu xiu xiu. Zhang Yun's shoulder was injured, and his back was also injured. His white robe was already stained with blood. He desperately tried to escape, but the people behind him were catching up. What should I do? The Li family is catching up. Heaven covering palm. In mid-air, a huge black palm covered the sky like a black cloud. It covered a radius of a few hundred feet and slammed down on Zhang Yun. The injured Zhang Yun's earth energy barrier was shattered, and a large number of trees were smashed into pieces. Zhang Yun was smashed into the ground, creating a huge pit. Zhang Yun continued to run. You dare to go against our Li family, this is your fate. The 4 people behind him caught up and sneered at Zhang Yun, who was lying in the pit. Cough cough cough. Zhang Yun's face was pale and he was lying in the pit. Li family is so ruthless. Aren't you afraid of this being spread out? He could find them by following the red dots on the map. Humph, it's your Li family's bad luck this time. With the auxiliary spirit treasure, it was like adding wings to a tiger, the best helper. As long as it was within range, there was no need to worry about not being able to catch up. Just as he was about to leave, Lin Fei stopped what he was doing and looked in one direction. He raised his eyebrows and revealed a puzzled expression. Such a strong murderous aura, this guy's sin value must be very high, maybe even higher than the previous ones. He's definitely not a good person. Judging from the distance, it shouldn't be far. Why don't we kill them first? Lin Fei quickly made up his mind and turned into a breeze. Damn, that Master Shuangmu runs really fast. In a forest, there were several corpses on the ground as well as many corpses of demonic beasts. Except for the neck, there was no second wound on each of the corpses. From the horrified expression on their faces, they should have been killed instantly. The skinny young man was playing with a black knife in his hand. He was playing with the knife. He had a name in the 18 families, Death Knife. Others usually called him Knife. Hey, it seems that he is here. The silver-haired man in a black robe said with surprise. On the palm-sized compass in his hand, a red dot appeared in their range. Boom. Knife moved his hand, and the black knife flashed like a black light. A fist-sized hole appeared in a towering tree. How is it possible? We have been chasing for a day and a night, but there is no trace of this Master Shuangmu. How could he appear now? Knife seemed very surprised. The silver-haired man in a black robe nodded. It shouldn't be wrong. The things that our 18 families make rarely go wrong. It should be that Master Xiangmu was going somewhere and we happened to meet him. Knife revealed a devilish smile. Then we can kill him so that we don't have to look for him everywhere. Let's get ready. Lin Fei moved fast. In a blink of an eye, he appeared in the sky above the forest. Good hiding. He flew down from the sky and stood in the forest. The smell of blood assailed his nostrils. How could they die here? Lin Fei moved with a surprised expression on his face. People couldn't help but wonder if this man knew them. At least, Knife and the silver-haired man in a black robe had such a thought. This Master Xiangmu came for the corpses on the ground. He didn't know that they had been exposed. However, he didn't know that the mantis had become the prey of the Oriole. Storm. The cyan wind blade mercilessly attacked Knife, who was hiding not far behind him. Dense cyan wind blades suddenly shot out. Except for the area where Lin Fei was, the rest of the area suddenly became a death zone. Oh no, we've been discovered. Both of them were shocked. They all had auxiliary spirit treasures on them that could hide their aura. Even a cryptic spirit expert would not be able to find their location. They had planned to secretly take down Master Xiangmu, but they were attacked first. One blade cut. Knife shouted and the black knife turned into a big black knife. The 30-feet-long knife aura smashed down. The cyan wind blades were shattered. However, they were blocked by the cyan wind blades in the blink of an eye. The black knife aura was also disintegrated. With just one move, Knife was suddenly in danger. Clang, clang, clang. The wind blades that were as hard as Knife aura kept smashing down. Knife was a cryptic spirit middle-stage expert. Among the 18 families he was famous for his ruthlessness. Today he had kicked an iron plate. The ferocious azure wind blades were no weaker than saber lights. This was especially so for Lin Fei's dense quintessence. In terms of might, the azure wind blades he executed were many times stronger. There was simply no way to block them. Boom. The cyan wind blade smashed down. Knife was blown away like a kite with a broken string. His body was badly mutilated. Knife. The silver-haired black-robed man hesitated for a moment. His eyes were wide open. He did not expect Knife to be defeated so thoroughly and so quickly. Fire Dragon Wild Dance. 100-feet-long red dragon exuded a majestic true essence aura. It opened its mouth and bit down at Lin Fei. Knife was defeated in a few rounds. Naturally, he did not dare to hold back. Strong enemy. The blazing aura was like the waves of the sea, continuously spreading out. Crackling sounds could be heard in midair as if something was being burned. Just this wave alone was unbearable for a martial artist. Wind Tornado. The originally ferocious cyan wind blade transformed into a giant cyan tornado. It whizzed over and engulfed the hundreds of feet-long fire dragon. Sparks flew everywhere from the powerful fire dragon. It was a tragic sight to behold as it was directly annihilated in the tornado. Concept of wind. The silver-haired black-robed man was shocked. He opened his mouth and spat out a fiery red bead. It exuded a violent aura. Even from afar one could feel the heat. Let's see how you block the explosion of the fire thunder bead. At the same time he flew towards Knife and grabbed it with one hand. Wind Beam. The explosive fire elemental energy was like an avalanche, its might extraordinary. The silver-haired black-robed man felt his heart ache after using a fire thunder bead. He had no choice. The opponent's concept was too strong. It seemed to have reached the greater mastery level. Terrifying, extremely terrifying. Roar. The silver-haired black-robed man heaved a sigh of relief. Suddenly, a black shadow appeared behind him. Pfft. The silver-haired black-robed man was sent flying. As for Knife, it did not even have time to react. It was smashed into pieces. Diamond Godly Ape. The silver-haired black-robed man was shocked. His back was drenched in cold sweat. One Lin Fei was scary enough. Now that there was a mystic spirit great perfection demonic beast, what was there to fight? It was definitely courting death. One man and one beast were going to die. As soon as this thought appeared, he was sent flying again. While he was lost in thought, the Diamond Godly Ape came again and sent the silver-haired black-robed man flying with a rod. The first time could be considered as blocking part of it, but he would not be so lucky the second time. The silver-haired black-robed man was defeated. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Several golden suns shone brightly. Wherever the light passed, a destructive aura swept through. This was Lin Fei's metal intent. It was extremely terrifying. Kacha kacha. The silver-haired black-robed man's arms and legs were smashed. Even his chin was half broken, revealing his white bones. He looked extremely pitiful. This was a mystic spirit late-stage expert. We're done for. The silver-haired black-robed man spat out this sentence. He was dead. 2 consecutive attacks. The silver-haired black-robed man could not block it. Facing Lin Fei's destruction sword art, he had no choice but to die. Damn it, the sword art is too strong. I can't control it. Lin Fei landed. That explosion just now only delayed him for a moment. To Lin Fei it was really not that powerful because he could already use the wind shield. It seems like the 2 of them know me. Lin Fei was puzzled. If he regretted killing them, he might as well capture them first. After checking the corpses and the items on the ground, Lin Fei found something as he wished. It was a black plate with 3 words carved on it, 18 families. On the back there was a name, Wang Quan. Lin Fei came to a realization. So they're from the 18 families. No wonder they recognized me and wanted to ambush me. The appearance of the 18 families had angered Lin Fei. However, the 18 families sent people to kill him just because he killed 2 of them? They really don't know what's good for them. If Lin Fei had only been interested and curious before, he was now furious at the 18 great clans. After settling this matter, I will definitely cause a huge commotion for the 18 families. Lin Fan collected the spoils of war on the ground. He had gained quite a lot, especially the pure essence pills, which amounted to about 200,000 to 300,000. At the same time he also obtained 2 fiery red beads. Fire lightning bead? The power of the explosion just now was comparable to a mystic great perfection stage explosion. It was comparable to his compressed water fire lotus. This item is not bad. I will give it to the 18 families to try. After keeping the items, Lin Fei found another item. It was a compass-like item just like what the Li family used. After checking it he understood its use. He finally understood how they knew he was coming. It turned out to be like this. Chapter 282. What should you do? His loud voice was directed at the other party. Lin Fei was the kind of person who wouldn't do anything unless provoked. But once provoked, he wouldn't rest until he'd pluck a hair off of you. What are you doing and saying? Do you think you have the right to talk to an elder of the Jin family? A disciple behind Elder Jinzhong shouted unhappily. Get out of my way. With a loud roar, the Jin family disciple who'd spoken turned into a black streak as he was kicked away. He fell flat on his face. Elder Jin, what should you do? Lin Fei pressed again, his sharp eyes blasting at Elder Jinzhong as if he'd just done something insignificant. But Elder Jinzhong actually felt a thick murderous intent under that sharp gaze. For some reason he felt a chill and took a step back. I'm an elder of the Jin family. What right do you have to demand anything from me? This time Elder Golden Bell found a suitable sentence. I'm an elder of the Jin family. Who are you? You think you're worthy to talk to me? Elder Jinzhong comforted himself with that. At the same time he was shocked. He was a cryptic spirit late-stage cultivator, but he couldn't see how Yi Fuqian had done it. Seeing his own disciple sent flying, he was filled with rage. The others were just as shocked. The disciple wasn't strong, only at the mid-mystic master level. He couldn't even take a single blow from the other party and was sent flying right in front of Elder Jinzhong. Who on earth was this person? Arrogant. Truly arrogant. Li Feng of the Li family couldn't help but frown. Why did that action just now give me a familiar feeling? Could it be that I've seen this person before? But why don't I remember? Li Feng was conflicted. Lin Fei laughed with disdain. So this is an elder of the Jin family. You only know how to bully ordinary people. Even I dared to take off my mask and you didn't dare do anything. What right do you have to accuse me of killing someone? Of your status? Some who were dissatisfied with the Jin family cheered inwardly. Great Elder Wenlei also saw this and nodded to himself. It's normal for a man of character to be a little arrogant. Jinzhong was so embarrassed by a young man. How dare you? This elder thinks that you are the culprit who killed our Jin family's disciple. Jinzhong shouted angrily, grabbing out with a single hand. When you fall into this elder's hands, I won't be afraid that you won't speak the truth. Elder Jinzhong was so angry that he became muddle-headed. He found an extremely reluctant excuse. No matter what, he had to take down the other party first. As for everything else was negotiable. Many shook their heads. Since when would the elders of the Jin clan cause trouble for no reason? Why would they make things difficult for a cultivator? It was all because this person was invited by the One clan. Humph, you dare to make a move in the martial arena? In the air there was a muffled groan. Elder Jin Zhong, who had attacked, took 3 steps back, fear on his face. Unknowingly, a gray-robed old man had appeared in front of them. He had the strength of Mystic Spirit Great Circle. At this moment, his face was expressionless and the scene was silent. The arena was overseen by experts. In the fighting arena, as long as the overseeing expert made a move, no one would dare to continue, unless they wanted to die in the fighting arena. Take off your mask. The gray-robed old man said to Lin Fei expressionlessly. Lin Fei did not want to cause any trouble. He nodded to show that he understood and took off his mask. The moment the mask was removed, a commotion broke out. Elder Jin Zhong, you've really wronged him this time. He's clearly disfigured. That's why he's wearing a mask. He doesn't want to scare others. After Lin Fei took off his mask, the scars on his face were revealed. It was a hideous and horrifying sight. Everyone could not help but wonder what kind of person had done this to him. Everyone understood what was going on when he attacked out of rage. How could this be? Jin Zhong's face was full of disappointment. The other party's face was full of scars. With his strength, he could see clearly that the scars on the other party's face were left a long time ago and not recently. Moreover, who would leave scars on their face because they wanted to make things difficult for themselves? Are you satisfied now? Lin Fei put on his mask. He hated Elder Jin Zhong to the core. He had wasted 500 points for nothing. No matter what, he had to get back at the other party. Then where did your killing intent come from? And the smell of blood? Jin Zhong knew that he had lost face today. He had to continue and try to find out the problem from Xianxia. Lin Fei said, of course it's from hunting demon beasts. Do I have to report all of this to you? I really don't understand how you cultivated to this realm. You should really go back to the furnace and reform yourself. Jin Zhong was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Xianxia was too eloquent. You said that I killed demon beasts, so I killed them. If you have the ability, hand over the points. Jin Zhong knew that his words could not withstand the test. For the sake of his face, he still had to give it a try. Maybe he would gain something and save some face. Lin Fei smiled. You won't shed a tear until you see the coffin. I'll show you. He turned around and strode to the place where the points were tabulated. The highest score of the less than 20 martial artists before was only 1,000 points. Most of them were low-ranked demon beasts with profound realm demon cores. As for the ones above, the number was much smaller. Lin Fei waved his hand. Clatter. Clatter. A large pile of demon cores fell on the big table and rolled. So many demon cores. I see a mystic master demon core. That's nothing. Do you see that red one? Lin Fei learned to be smart. Darkness sneak. The doppelganger immediately merged into the darkness. Lin Fei's main body left the tunnel and hid not far away. His entire mind was focused on the doppelganger. At the end of the fire. In the darkness, Lin Fei couldn't help but sigh. It turned out that under the desert there was a natural cave. Inside there was a fire and people came and went. These people were dressed differently, and there were actually 18 different outfits. Obviously, this was the division of the 18 families. At the same time, when family, small courtyard. He left. When Wuxia said disappointedly. Guan Mingchang stood next to her and said, people like Master Shuang Mu won't stay in one place all the time. This kind of people stage is outside. Miss, this is left by Master Shuang Mu. The maid handed a piece of paper to her. When Wuxia took the paper, and a moment later, there was a touch of shock in her eyes. So he is from the Divine Force sect. What, from the Divine Force sect? In addition to the two of them, there were 2 elders standing behind them. One of them quickly grabbed the paper, and the 2 looked at each other. So this is it. Immediately, the two showed a regretful expression and turned to report the situation. They would never have thought that the person who helped them was not a rogue cultivator, but a disciple of the Divine Force sect. I knew that our One family would not have such good luck. When Wuxia murmured to herself. In the hall of the One family. Hearing the news, everyone was stunned and couldn't react for a while. The Divine Force sect. The Bu Luo dynasty, one of the three sections. The rapid development of the One family was due to the old patriarch of the previous generation, who gave up his talent to develop the One family to this level. The patriarch was a registered disciple of the Divine Force sect. Generations of patriarchs and some core figures knew that. I didn't expect this. The patriarch of the One family let out a long sigh. We missed a chance to make friends. His tone was full of annoyance and regret. In the Death Desert, the headquarters of the 18 families. The overall strength of the 18 families is really terrifying. Fortunately, I came in with a doppelganger and used the dark stealth and was almost discovered several times. In just a short half an hour. Lin Fei had a deep understanding of the 18 families. The members of the 18 families in the Tianhai dynasty were indeed worthy of the reward. If the 18 families formed a family, it would definitely be a giant in the Tianhai dynasty. I have gone to 3 areas and now there is only 1 area left. And at this time a group of people came in the passage. Hurry up, everyone hurry up. These things have to be sent to the warehouse. If you are late, you will have to bear the consequences.